will present our national anthem.
All right, welcome everyone here to the Trojan Tundra as we get ready to kick off the 2023 high school football season as Triton welcomes in South Central. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me here tonight is Hunter McIntyre, Kenny Barnhart, Caden Hummich, and the Hall of Famer O'Reilly. We're here for the Tri-Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. Hunter, obviously last year Triton had a high-octane offense. We saw a lot of the things they did extremely well. This is going to be a different look. There's going to be some new faces out there this year, but when you play against the South Central team, you can't be slow starting against this team.
Oh, definitely not, Andy. Coming out this first game of the year, you don't want to be overly ambitious. You want to come out, do your stuff, be slow, methodical, get those yards. You got to get a groove going, especially going in this first game of the year.
And, for Triton, things are going to look a little bit different. But there's so much athleticism. There's a lot of depth across the way as far as we were talking before the game. As far as, you look at your grades, you got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. But for me, what this group is so special is the off-season work they put in. This is a group that has really bought in what Coach Whitaker, obviously in his first season, to have as a first-year head coach, that's going to be a heck of a step up.
Oh, definitely. I know how hard these guys worked in the offseason. We got a lot of strong young men out there. I'm really excited to see what they can do.
And then you look at South Central. This is a team, watching them on film, they like to spread things out. This is a team that can really open things up. They got some guys that can make some nice plays. That offensive line can really hold and kind of really hold their own. Give Hanchar some time to throw. He's got a cannon of an arm. We were watching the John Gunn film where he bombed a 65-yard bomb, and he dropped it right on the money.
Oh, yeah, he threw a dot on that ball right there. And most important thing with a team like this is staying back and keeping those wide receivers in front of you.
And you look at the other playmakers to go with Aaron Hogan and Clayton Strouch and, Kevin Higley. There's some different guys that are out there, but Aaron Hogan, he's a tough dude. That's a guy that can run the ball extremely well. He's fast, he's quick, but yet he's super strong and has some great vision.
Definitely. At this level of football in 1A in Indiana, your quarterback needs to be able to use his feet, scramble out of the pocket, because you're always going to have breakdowns with the offensive line, making penetrations on both sides of the ball. So you always got to have your quarterback being able to make plays with his feet, get out of that pocket, and get some extra yards.
All right. So Triton's going to receive the opening kickoff. We'll go with our starters here tonight on Triton's offensive side. Cole Shively will man the quarterback spot. Vinny Prater and Wayne Reich will be in the backfield with Cohen Hensley, Dante Workman, and Tanner Whit-Hoyo out there alongside Javen May. And then you got the man in the center, Pierce Brookins, the two guards, and Kendrick Jones and Eastside Limler, and the two bookend tackles, and Brady Shue and Zach Rensberger. Look at the offense for South Central. Zach Hanchar, Aaron Hogan, and Clayton Strouch, the three guys that are going to be down there. You'll see them featured in the backfield, the three wide receivers, and Beschinsky, Holmquist, and Higley. The centers, Anthony Remkus, Cole Nealon, and Braden Walker. The two guards and the two bookends, and Snyder and Leighton Lautenbach. Our defensive starters. We'll see who's kicking here. I think pretty sure Triton's receiving. So they get fired up. Of course, some different numbers. It's one thing I always dislike about high school football. You see these guys, you get used to certain faces in these jerseys, and now it's different.
Oh, yeah, changing up their numbers. It seems like back when I was in school, they only got one chance to change their numbers between your sophomore and junior year. I took advantage of that. Looks like some of these guys have too.
So Vinny Prater will go back deep with Dante Workman to return. Also going to mix in another very athletic player in Jaden Overmeyer, the sophomore. He can get out and scoot as well. So South Central gets ready to kick as they get things back underway here.
Oh, a few seconds to go.
Final horn. Of course, Caden's running the main camera tonight for us. And Ryan's going to run the end zone camera tonight. Something new we're trying. Up to kick now. It'll be Carter Holmquist. Handles a lot of the kicking, his hand charge does the punting. And the lefty sends a line drive kick, kind of pushes it to the left side, and we'll get our first penalty of the game. And Triton, good starting field position. You got to make this one count, Hunter.
Oh, yeah, can't ask for anything better than that. Starting over there, get the ball running out there at the 31, getting it pushed up a few yards. You can't ask for better position than that start off a football game.
The 4 down linemen, Cole Freeman, Braden Walker, Connor Elliott, and Braden Lautenbach. Keep an eye on Cole Freeman. He's a guy who can get some nice free rushes, number 53. He had some nice rushes in that scrimmage last week. Cole Nealon, Stath, and Carr, the 3 linebackers, with Aaron Hogan, Clayton Strauss, the 2 safeties. The 2 guys on the corners, Affelbacher and Rondo.
I was super impressed with how smooth and good this Trojan offense looked in the backfield. Let's see if they can try to carry that over from the scrimmage into this first game of the regular season.
Pierce Brookins take his spot in the center spot as Shively goes to work. He'll go under center. Final couple looks here with 10 seconds on the play clock. Reichert and Prater in the backfield. Shively takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Here comes the pressure on the outside, and Shively fumbles it, and I believe South Central's got off the get-go, and they do. So Triton turns it over, their first offensive possession. South Central with a big boost there. Look at the replay here. It was a good free rush there by Clayton Strouch here on the near side.
Not an optimal start here for the Trojan, but you see Strouch over here, number 18, clearing that outside gap and getting around to Cole Shively, taking him down, stripping the ball.
And Buzz Scoff happy with that one in his 7th season as his satellites will get to start the game. And
even better field position than the Trojans had to begin the drive.
So Hanchar goes back to work. We'll get the Trojans started here after the snap. Hanchar in the shotgun. Hogan behind him. Sends a man in motion. He'll go to Hogan, fakes it, and Hogan's going to get bottled up there by that Trojan defense.
Good gang tackling there, led by number 85, Javen May.
So Javen May, as we just noted, one of the defensive ends this season with Pierce Brookins on the other side, Esai Limler and Tucker Worsham, man in the middle, with Renforth, Reynolds, Riker, and McFarland, the 4 linebackers, with Dante Workman and Tanner Wood-Hoyle, the 2 corners, and Cole Shively, the lone safety out back. So right there, Triton did a good job. One thing we talked about their defense, because the team can really seal the edge, and they're hungry tackling. You talk about gang tackling, this group definitely can do that.
So what I love to see there, Javen sealing that edge with those long arms.
And he's athletic. Don't let that kid fool you. I'll tell you what, he is one strong dude.
Wouldn't want him taking me down.
Hanchar goes back to throw. Here comes the pressure up the middle as he'll get pushed out of bounds by Renforth, but good pursuit and busting his way through by Esai Limler.
Tackled on the play by number 52, Colton Reynolds.
So Colton Reynolds, he's another one that was very impressive watching him play last week.
Another yard. 2 yards back to the 33.
So sophomore. So right there will push them back. 3rd down and 13. Of course, the final snap here as they go, or we'll get rid of this next snap. 3rd down and 13 on the Trojan 33. Triton spreading things out. 2 wide receivers split to either side for Hanchar. He goes back to throw. Here comes the pressure. He's on a sky one up deep. Whit-Hoyle's got a beat on. It's overthrown into the end zone, and 4th down's coming up.
Our DBs had decent coverage there. We got a little lucky with a very overthrown ball. I don't count on Hanchar throwing too many of those overthrown balls here tonight. He has quite an arm, and he knows where to put it.
But for me, going back to that offensive line, the Cyclone, Esai Limler, that kick can just bust right through. He's got the twist and bend, and he can bull his way right through the middle.
I was so impressed with Esai last year, and I'm looking forward to him shooting up this year. This will be a big jump for him.
I'll tell you, we call him the Cyclone for a reason, because once he gets ahead of steam, I'd get out of the way, because it's going to be a wrecking path on the way through.
I don't blame you.
4th and 13 now from the Trojan 33 as Hanchar is going to have the same spread look for him. Receives the snap. Here comes the pressure. Reichert's going on the near side. Reichert's got a beat. It breaks. The missile has landed And Triton forces a turnover on downs. Wayne Riker turned on the targeting system and brought him in.
Huge play by Wayne Riker in the backfield, bringing down the quarterback for a huge loss to give the ball back in the Trojans' hands.
Watch Riker top your screen. He busted right through there. Good move underneath, and him right there targeted in and brought him down. We call him the missile for a reason. On target on his first tackle.
Oh, he sure looked like a missile there, Andy.
So Triton now will take over on downs. A little bit better starting field position. We'll see what they do with it here. So South Central empty on that offensive trip. But this group here, well, like I said, this is a group that's going to make you work from start to finish. We saw them on their first offensive possession. They rushed the quarterback and they got a fumble. So look for them to keep coming here.
Got to have a short-term memory here. Look past that fumble and put together a good drive.
Shively goes to Vinny Prater, and he'll rumble forward for a couple of yards, and nice carry on first down.
Good chunk of first-yard gain there for Vinny Prater. Looks like about 5 yards even.
So right at midfield, it's Triton threatening to go into satellite territory as Dante Workman relays the play in.
Tell you what, Vinny Prater out there, he does not look like a sophomore.
He is not. And interviewing with him either, he does not look like a sophomore.
Physically, he doesn't look like a sophomore, but his mindset, the way he speaks to people, he's grown for his age.
Shively under center, 2nd and 5. Goes right back to the Italian Stallion as he burrows his way through, almost to a first down.
That's what you love to see from your fullback. Good, nice chunks of yards, good second down gain, really opens you up for a short, really opens up the playbook here on 3rd down and 1.
Just mentioned those interviews right at halftime. We got a group
Coach
of them
Whitaker tonight.
Yep, we got a group of them there. We're going to throw up and
All right.
for halftime.
I had some fun questions. Jackson helped on the questions this year, so he was pretty fired up. So 3rd down and short now for Triton. This is their first 3rd down attempt of the ball game. Inside 10 minutes to go here in the first. I formation. Shively goes to the missile. Wayne Riker blows his way up for a first down, and Triton gets the first down of the ball game.
That was a good, strong run by Wayne Riker to capture that first down. Took about 4 guys to take him down there.
So gain of 6 on the play for Reichert. And that was one thing watching him run. You know, Wayne is just the maturity by Wayne. You know, you can see it each year. I mean, the first year, we call him the missile because the way he tackled has impressed me as a freshman. But this kid has really grown on me, and keep an eye. He's one. They talk about one tough dude. This guy can bench about 2 of me. So he's a tough dude. Play action fake for Shively. Here comes the pressure from the near side. Shively's going to take off and go, and he'll get a couple yards. Has a nice job by South Central to seal the edge.
Talking about mobile quarterbacks, Cole Shively is the epitome of that. When he drops back for that pass, it doesn't have anybody open down the field. He can get out of that pocket and scramble. He is a shifty, athletic, quick quarterback.
You know, we call him the X Factor for a reason. I mean, this is a guy that, what can he do?
Does everything for this team.
You know, he's a guy who kicks, and I mean, he's got a strong leg, plays defense extremely well. I mean, as a safety, he has really grown to his own. He's a quarterback 100%. on both ends of the field.
Definitely, he's calling out those defenses calling out the calls on the defensive side as well.
I formation for Shively again. 2nd down and long. Goes back to Vinny Prater. Prater busting his way through, and Prater all the way up for close to a first down. I believe it's going to be close, but I think he's got it.
Great cutback there by Vinny Prater going towards the far side of the ball from the press box here.
And it'll be another first down as the Italian Stallion broke out of the stables and got another first down.
I love to see our fullback put his head down and getting that first down.
And there was one play watching that last week with Manchester. Wayne Riker picked out this is a guy that gets ahead of his blocker. He's got that speed where he gets that 1-2. He's there. He hits the guys the next level, and you better be ready to go because the missile's coming in.
That burst off the snap is so important.
Shively back in the I formation. Kicks it out to Vinny Prater on the sweep pass on the outside. He'll take the toss, and he'll take off again. Prater up, and another first down for Vinny Prater.
Great outside run by Vinny Prater. We'll see here on the replay that sweet stiff arm going around the outside. Get him an extra 3, 4, 5 yards.
Patient running, parallel running. I mean, just look how he keeps his balance.
More than 3, 4, 5. Probably about 10 yards there with that stiff arm.
Knows how to get separation as a sophomore. That's awful impressive to see.
Oh, yeah.
I think I remember another running back that could do those kind of things.
Oh, boy.
Caden. Zoom out. What are you doing? Okay, he just fell. Mute me. Go sit down.
Reichert, the ball carrier.
Here we got 2nd and mid-distance here for the Trojans. Dante Workman coming out in the field for him.
5-yard pickup for Riker.
Talk about Wayne the Missile Reichert. Good shot up the middle there. Get a good gain.
12-yard line for Triton.
See if they can punch it in here, get the play in. Line up in the backfield here. We got Prater and Wayne Reichert. Here's a snap. Toss out to the side. Vinny Prater, cut back to the inside. Breaks a tackle. Gets hit from the back. A good couple-yard gain there. Made something out of nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of scramble.
Inching closer and closer to that goal line.
To the 8-yard line, 3rd and 1.
Touchdown here would be huge for the Trojans. Carry that momentum into the second part of this first quarter.
Yeah, they just, that first series they had just didn't get it going.
Wayne Reichert tackled in the backfield on the right side. Tried to get that sweep towards the outside. Didn't quite get there. They set the edge super well on that play.
Kane just got a little hot. He's good. 8 before the game and roughhouse a little bit, so he's going to take a break.
We'll do a dual duty here. Just got to get coordinated. We'll be good.
It's all right. Seems like things are a little warm up here.
It is a little warm up here.
I shut that door. Maybe I ought to open it back up and let the air in. So we're good.
Hold down the fort.
You guys got this.
So 4th and 4.
All right, so Triton looks like they're going to go for it. Shively.
3 backs in the backfield there behind Cole Shively.
The wrecking crew line going to go to Jaden Overmeyer. Overmeyer tries to burrow his way through, and he's going to be just did he get it? I think he's going to be just shy.
I don't know, Andy.
It's close.
See where they spot the ball.
And I think they're going to give it the satellites, and that's what they're going to do. Triton could not convert on 4th down.
That was a good tough run, but good tough run there by Jaden Overmeyer. Tried to push him through, just didn't quite get there. Maybe a foot short.
So satellite deep in their own territory. Don't go backward too. Don't pull it Dan Orlovsky and go out the back of the end zone. You got to keep your mind right here in this one.
Aware of your field position here.
This is a group. Now for Triton, you see them doing some nice things where they can get through that line. If they can do that here in the short field, that could really help out their defense. But South Central's got to be ready to roll.
They need another rocket launch.
Exactly. He's
the missile.
He's ready to go.
They don't call him the missile for nothing.
Hanchar out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers split on either side. Going to send a man in motion. Goes to Hogan up the middle, and Hogan trying to bust his way through. And who's that underneath the pile? But that's Colton Reynolds.
Colton Reynolds flying in with a good form tackle there, hitting his knees, wrapping up, taking him to down. He came in like the missile. Got baby missile out here, maybe.
I don't know. May have to change Wayne to the nuke and call Colton the missile. The way these two guys are playing, but South Central, that's exactly what you want to see up there, and try to open up, give yourself a little more breathing room to give your quarterback some time at back. That running game. As Rimkus to snap it. Hanchar out of the shotgun. Hogan on his right hip. Sends a man in motion. Play action fake is going to go here to the flat near side. He's going to drop it into Heat. He's going to drop it in a nice pass.
Great open field tackling here by Cole Shively, flying up and wrapping up and tossing his defender, or tossing the receiver of that catch over the sideline.
That'll bring up 3rd down, so we'll see if Triton can stand tall on 4th short field.
Tell you what, that's about the hardest thing in football, open field tackling. You don't know where they're going to go. You got to break down, make that tackle, and wrap up their legs. And Cole Shively did exactly that there.
And that's just exactly a testament to Shively and how much he has grown over the last 4 years. A guy who's instinctive. I mean, you talk instincts. Cole Shively's picture's right there because he trusts him, and he's a guy who's gotten better each and every year. He's
got to be about just one of the most experienced players we've ever had, playing both sides of the ball 4 years straight.
Hanchar's going to send a man in motion. He's going to look to the left. Hanchar's going to roll left now. Here comes Brooken. Holy cow! Javen May. And Triton's got it inside the 10, possibly.
Quarterback might have been down there.
Javen May tracked him down, and Triton forces a turnover in the red zone.
Or did they call him?
They call him in?
He might have been down there, Andy.
I don't know, but look at this pursuit by Javen May.
Kicking on the burners. Ooh, that ball might have popped out for
that long hair didn't slow him down at all. He was there.
Looked like he might have been bobbling that before his knees hit the ground, but hey, I'm no referee.
That's why we're up here. And
I'm
they're
no
down
referee.
There. I would rather be up here than down there.
They're a lot closer than we are, I'll tell you what.
4-yard line.
So that'll send back to kick. That'll be Hanchar is going to do the punting.
From way back in the end zone there.
Dante Workman back deep to return.
Looks like our Trojans going to have good field position.
Good high kick. Workman's going to have to, he's going to wave him off. He's going to take it out inside the 40, and Triton will start from the South Central 39-yard line. And McFarland coming out. He's one to keep an eye on.
Tell you what, McFarland has just shot up over the past couple of years.
Yeah, he's always a little short guy watching him fifth grade basketball. And
I don't care what anybody says about McFarland. That kid, he plays like he's 6'4" and he weighs 250 pounds. I'm telling you what, McFarland impresses the snot out of me.
It's always those kids who grew up little, they shoot up, and they always have the best mentality because they always have the chip on their shoulder. They grew up the littlest guy on the playground, and they know what it feels like to get pushed around. So.
That goes back to John Gardner watching him basketball. He started out as a guard and have to be center till you graduate.
Grew from 5'2" to 6'2" just in high school.
Shively out of the shotgun, low snap, handles it. Shively's going to take it up in the middle to turn some positive yards into the broken play. Triton will start second down and long.
The Trojans yet again making something out of nothing there. Shively using his feet, making one guy miss, scrap a couple yards out of that broken play.
So outside 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Every year we put Caden up on the chair to run a broadcast. He's got maybe it's just good luck because every year we do have a winning season for the Trojans.
Might need to build a little more, I don't know, I don't want to say safer, but a little wider platform.
Talking about I had dad mode. I caught him. I formation. Shively goes up to Vinny Prater, and Prater gets wrapped up. Good tackling in the backfield there.
Great push by the
Cole
sidelights.
Nealon.
Great push by the sidelights there, getting penetration with a good wrap-up tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
So these two teams trading punches here in this first quarter.
Nealon, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, making a big play there for the sidelights.
And that's one thing. These guys got good bend and twist, but their tackling ability. This is a team that has a nose for the ball. They're not afraid to go make contact.
You don't have to be the biggest guy, but if you wrap up and roll those hips and take, that's all you need.
Cole Shively, 3rd and 7 from the satellite 36-yard line. Prater on his left hip. He'll fake the pass or fake the run. He'll take off and go. Shively's got space. Cole Shively up and has a first down and more. And Triton moves in closer to that red zone.
Great play with his legs there by Shively, making one-man miss and cutting up towards the inside of the field, getting that first down.
So gain of 16 on the play.
Had a couple satellite defenders breaking that edge, but he scooted right out around him.
So Tanner Woodhoyer relays the play into Shively. Shively inside 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 from the 20. Satellites showing pressure. Shively's going to roll right. Quarterback keeper. He cuts back in. Shively, shifty move. X-Factor spinning his way. And he'll get pushed close. I think he's got another first down.
That was quite a move there to cut towards the center of the field and make another man miss, get some extra yards.
Watch this. Just watch the footwork by Shively.
Just that little hesitation right to start,
right
and
there.
then, cut back over.
He does it he makes it look so easy.
Not only made a miss, but broke his ankles at that.
May have to tie his shoes again.
Maybe. They might still be out there in the field.
But Satellites hanging tough here.
Oh, they do say get the first down on that.
Clock's not running.
Yeah, it's because of first down.
Oh, it's first. Oh, no.
Yep.
In the first quarter, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you had
the clock starts when they spot the ball.
Yeah, they had to get chains
Okay.
moved.
Okay.
Come on, Andy.
I know. I'm just.
First game of the year, Rusty.
First game. We're rusty here. Goes up to Wayne Riker in the middle of the missile, trying to burrow his way through, and he gets up to the 5-yard line. About a gain of 5 on the play.
Great first down gain there by Wayne Reichert. Strong running, keeping his head up and looking to see where his defenders are coming at him. There's always a time and a place. Put your head down and run somebody over, and to keep your head up and really scan that field and know where your next move is going to be. And Wayne has done a very good job this first couple games of the year of knowing when to do what. When to put your head down, when to run somebody over, or when to keep that head up and just look where to go next. 2nd
down and goal. Shively handles the snap, goes right back to Reichert, the missile, and it's going to be close, and touchdown, Triton! The missile strikes in from 5 yards away.
Get ready for the booms.
First touchdown of the year for the Triton Trojans
And the
comes
train
from
horn.
the hands of Wayne Reichert, number 23, the missile himself.
We should have a firework going.
Oh,
There we
it is.
go.
There it is.
Saw it before I heard it.
He had the train horns, too.
Yeah.
He's down there.
There it is.
Shively to kick. Snaps down, holds good by Riffle, and he will split the uprights. Did that one make it to the concession stand?
It's bouncing through the gate right now, halfway up the sidewalk.
He said that he wants to make it to that concession stand one time.
I've seen one person do that. That was my sophomore year, and it was Brandon Linker.
I would surprise me there. He had a
He
leg.
has smoked the top of the scoreboard. He had bounced in the concession stands. He had quite a leg on him.
I think this should be our touchdown one. Throw that up there.
But good job by Wayne Reichert. Good blocking up front by that Trojan front line, and Reichert just had to follow his guys in. They put a wall up and just let the missile hit where he needed to. Maybe he's got vertigo. He was standing up high there.
Here's a little thin up here.
It is a little thin up. It's not quite mile high, but
No.
I might have to open that door after this.
Yeah, I'm getting
Order.
toasty.
Oh, at least we don't have the sun beating in.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very comfy.
That's next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday night.
We'll be outside possibly for that one.
Oh, that feels amazing.
Be up to
There we go.
LaVille.
We can open that door.
So if we get a chance here, we'll throw up the schedule for the football season.
So Shively now to kick. And back to return is Clayton Strouch, who forced that fumble earlier in the ball game.
19, Clayton Strout, single safety. Cole Shively getting set to kick off for Triton.
Triton's got everybody out on the field. Shively to drive it. High kick, pushing it. Back to Strouch. He takes it at his own 5. Strouch trying to find some blocking up front. He's going to bounce it to the left side. Strouch up, takes a hit, and he goes forced out of bounds. Nice job by Javen May and Tanner Witt-Hoyo to force the returner out of play.
That was some good, strong running there in that kick return, breaking that first tackle, only taking Javen May to the outside to knock him out.
Out to the 28-yard line. 22 yards on the return. First and 10 for South Central.
So first down and 10 from their own 28.
We got Hogan in the backfield, lined up next to Hanchar, taking the snap.
Hanchar works to the left side, but good team tackling by the Trojans. They penetrate and force a loss on the first down carry.
Who's that first one there? Esai Lemler wrapping him up first, letting his fellow Trojan teammates come and take him to the ground.
So Caden's good. He's up on his feet.
Tackle on the play.
Trooper.
58, Pierce Brookins.
Well, Pierce Brookins in on that tackle as well.
2 yards. To the 26. Second and 12.
So inside a minute for this opening quarter. Hanchar second down and 12. Since Strouch in motion. Bobbles it, flings it across, and a good catch on the rocket throw there for Higley.
That was a zinger on that quick slant there to, who was that one? Andy?
Number 5,
What's that? It was Higley.
Oh, Higley, yes.
Higley.
That was a rocket coming at him. Way to bring that. That was a good job bringing that ball in, tucking it, making sure he held on to that ball through the tackle. Good gain there on second down. Coming in third down and about medium.
See, they'll let this get a chance to get a playoff. They should have to get a playoff because the
They're
couple second difference here.
Yep.
See if they're going to take it.
They'll go with the hard count, see if they can draw Triton off sides. It'll be a big play to keep an eye on here.
Give them that first up. They're going to snap it.
Goes right to Hogan, and Hogan gets stopped. It looks like Reynolds
Reynolds
Renforth,
flying
but
it.
I think the freight train, Tucker Worsham, locked down the tracks. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Triton leads 7-0.
Tell you what, someone who has impressed me this first quarter, Colton Reynolds flying in for that middle linebacker position, making himself look like the missile, Wayne Reichert. We got a missile junior. Might have to make a new nickname, start calling Wayne the Javelin or something.
I don't know. We might have to. We got to keep the missile. Wayne likes the missile. So we got a quick thank you here for the donation to the football program. This is donated to the Moms Group. Donations will go towards feeding and funding football players and always towards the needs of the football program. We thank you so much. Remax Anna Gilsinger, Reichert and Knepp, Back 40 Sporting Clays, Dynamic Fleet, Ruoff Mortgage, Whitney Swanson, Right Way Auto, Fuller Cup, Deaton Clemens Funeral Home, Harmony Marketing Group. And I want to thank you to Tim Shively and Shively Freezer Beef for donating the fireworks and the time and effort that goes behind doing so much for the boys means so much to him and this community and mostly the football team. And a thank you to Chad Stepp, Gavin Stepp, Shane and Christina McIntyre, McLean Midaw, John Gamala, and Riley Miller for the production of the fireworks after touchdown plays. And they also gave us, last but not least, she wanted me to make sure I did read this. Thank you to TTSN. We thank you for all the enormous amount of time you all put in. Your support of our football team and athletics does not go unnoticed. Well, we appreciate them and all. They had the food up here for us tonight.
And
so the punt for Hanchar. Workman calls off fair, catches and corrals it. And Triton will start inside their own 40-yard line.
Good job by Dante Workman, rolling with the punches there. Looked a little sketchy there at first, but he hauled it in. And here we have the Trojans starting on the 37-yard line.
Trojans take over first and 10.
Cade's got to get checked out by the other boss.
Tell you what, never fails every year. Got all the elementary kids in the back behind the press box playing tag football. I feel like that's a universal thing.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go in the country, you got all the kids in the back playing, slinging that pigskin around, playing some little touch football.
Stoppage here. Putting back up on the
Shively under center, taking the snap. Hand off to Vinny Prater. Right up the middle. Good chunk on that first down.
And a nice job up the middle by Connor Elliott, the 6', 250-pound defensive lineman, plugging the hole. Keeping the gain short.
Again, that's exactly what you want from your fullback. Nice little chunks to start off this set of downs.
Haven't really seen a ton of big chunk plays yet here in this opening half.
No, not really. We've just really been pounding up the middle, trying to get as little as we can. And
which, first game of the year,
I'd honestly rather see that. Get our feet under us. Don't try to go big. Just get our confidence and get the ball rolling.
Work the field. Shively goes back to throw. Shively looking deep for Dante Workman. Workman's got a step. Workman comes back to the ball. A nice defense right there by Rylon Rondo.
That is
got in front and boxed him out and knocked it away.
Rondo, number 32 back there with a great pass deflection. If he didn't get that right hand up there, that was a home run there for Dante Workman.
It was good backpedaling, but he got his hips turned in a hurry to get back and give him a chance to play on the ball.
That was a beautiful play on the ball there. You can't ask for better than that from your secondary. Stayed right on his hip the entire way through and then made a great play on the ball to force that incompletion.
Okay, go ahead. Cade's going to try to can you keep an eye on him?
Back in the saddle.
I formation, one wide receiver split on the other side of Shively. Claxton fake, he goes back to throw again. Shively going to take it himself, going to find his way through, and fourth down coming up as a nice job of the Satellites to hold him inside of first down when we got
some laundry on the field.
And a penalty on the Trojans. Be their first penalty of the ball game. So that one will be coming back. See what Buzz Scoff wants to call here. Over across the way in the sweater vest. I believe they're going to elect to make this a third down play, so they'll mark it off. And Triton will have a third down and a ways to go.
Ball spotted at the 31-yard line.
We mentioned not seeing a lot of chunk plays here, big chunks I'm saying. But we might be looking for one here. Our first long yardage situation tonight for the Trojans. We tried to go for it there on that the play before last. Let's see if we try that again.
So the offense breaks the huddle. Pierce Brookins gets ready to snap it. There's a 3-down lineman ready to roll up in the front for the Satellites. Sends McFarland in motion. Shively low snap, bobbles it. Shively has to pick it up off the grass. Shively's going to have to look down deep. Here comes the pressure. Shively goes back, pedals in, tries to throw it away. And it's going to be an incomplete pass, 4th down. Oh, and a flag being called on South Central, I believe. They're going to call intentional ground because he started pointing at the one player, looked like. Intentional grounding on Shively, so that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, there was no Trojans in the area. It was a forward pass, but there was no Trojans in the area, and you can't throw away the ball in Indiana high school football unless there is a receiver in the area.
Well, kind of way he was pointing over there.
Yeah,
he was pointing at Tyler Carr, so you kind of wonder if he wouldn't go on the Satellites.
It made it look that way to begin with, but it looked like a good call to me, intentional grounding on Shively.
So 3rd down. So 4th and 28 now.
4th and about a quarter mile.
And they're starting from the parking lot.
Yeah, Shively back to kick. Maybe.
You know, they got all the way back up to 2nd down and 6, and penalties pushed them back.
Yeah.
So Shively now to kick. Hogan back deep to return.
Booming.
High kick. Here comes Overmeyer. Tries to get a beat. Misses 2 players as Hensley couldn't get him. Hogan's got a free run up the far sideline, and Vinny Prater brings him down.
Good track by Vinny Prater. Going back to the attempted tackle on the punt return here on the replay, the most important thing in this situation, breaking down. What you don't see here, breaking down. You need to chop your feet, break down, wrap up those legs, and you didn't see that there.
Vinny Prater and Shively was going to make sure Hogan wasn't going to go any further, but go to Hogan. That's some good running, smart. He didn't see that, like you said, didn't see him locked down, and he got a nice return there.
It didn't rattle him that he had 2 guys missling right at him. He didn't fair catch that ball. He took it and ran.
That's a testament to the seniors. So the Satellites, some more good. This is where they kind of started earlier in the game, back in Trojan territory.
Hogan offset from the quarterback.
And he'll get it, and he'll run up the middle. Hogan's still on fire. He takes off. Hogan's got a look, and he's going to punch it in for the South Central Satellites from 30 yards away.
That was a beautiful scamper there by number 4, Aaron Hogan. You'll see here this beautiful cut.
Pretty well untouched.
Almost untouched all the way through the end zone. Big, huge gain there for the Satellites.
And that's a big answer right back as they got a chance to knot up, and this team might be going for 2. So a chance to take the lead here.
Tell you what, so far through this game, this has been 2 very evenly matched teams, relatively similar. I'm seeing this is a good competitive football game from what we've seen so far.
We've been talking good about you up here. You're good to go. It's all right. It's those opening game jitters. You're okay. So Hanchar out of the shotgun. Sends Strauch in motion.
Going for 2 here.
Looking towards the middle. He's going to run back the near side. Reichert's going to try to run him down. Hanchar trying to find the corner. And they're going to say they stopped it. They stopped it.
What a play there by Dante Workman, holding up that 2-point conversion, holding him at the line, making a big boy hit.
But watch Wayne Reichert got off his block and tried to get to him. But Dante working with the 2-point conversion, saving tackle. What a play.
That was a grown man tackle there. That was a big stop for the Trojans.
Looking like a slingshot. Had to take off and get to his point in a hurry, and he got there and he sealed it.
Wayne Reichert almost had him, was barely hitting his coattails, and Dante cleaned that one up for him.
That just goes to Dante and his athleticism, how quick he can get to point A to point B.
Oh, yeah.
So South Central scored on a 30-yard run there by Hogan to draw them in within 1 with 10.5 to go here in the second. So, I'm not sure what's going on. Might have been a penalty.
Somewhere.
So they're going to let him kick from the 50-yard line. So that's, maybe not.
Oh, maybe we're scooting.
It was kind of a little awkward.
A little confusion there by the kick return team.
I guess I'm not the only one a little bit rusty.
Yeah, maybe.
In the first game.
Yeah, there always is. Of
course, there's the new end zone look as we're trying to get that worked out.
There we go. Zoom around a little bit. There's a good angle.
But one of these days, we're going to have one of those little cables shooting across.
Sky cam.
Well, we're going to have it over to Stichter's house. We'll just go across, or according over to Boyer's, just run across over there.
Trojan Tundra Sky Cam.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Patent it. Lock it in.
Lock it in, the Trojan Tundra Sky Cam. Maybe we'll fly Caden up there. Line drive kick is going to drop it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nice job by Overmeyer to let it roll out, and Triton will start from some nice field position there.
Good smart play there, letting it roll out, getting those extra 5 yards.
Caden, you can talk. You good up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trooper.
He's a trooper. It's all right. It's for I had a friend that I used to play basketball with, baseball with, and we needed him to throw up before every game, so we had a good game. It's okay. So you've now taken on that role.
Okay.
All right. Told him I won't unmute him a ton. He didn't want to talk, so I didn't want to unmute him too much. All right. So Triton will start from their own 35. 1st and 10. Shively. 2 backs split in the backfield. It's going to go to Vinny Prater. Prater following his blockers, and a nice job by South Central to keep it to a short game, but nice job by Triton to get a few yards on the play.
Great push there by Vinny Prater, getting his legs churning, his legs pumping. That's what you want from your fullback, from your running back in the backfield, keeping those legs moving, breaking through those tackles, getting out those extra 1, 2, 3 yards. That ends up making the difference big time in the game of inches.
Getting behind Eastside Limler. Just pushing him along. Here's where I want you to go. Workman splits out left. McFarland in the wingsback spot here on the near side. 2nd down and 5. Back to Prater. Prater sees an opening, and Prater churning his legs for a Triton 1st down.
Bouncing
Another
off
one.
Defenders, going up through that alley, right up the gut. You'd love to see it.
At the 46-yard line.
Get with Haynes. I don't think this thing's updating.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, our THS offense is a little lacking there. We got the defense.
A couple of them. I'll have to talk to him. We'll check that out during halftime. Of course, stay tuned during halftime. We'll have a couple of interviews with some fun questions. Superhero theme this year.
Ooh.
I had a dad question even in there as well. So,
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm grown up. I have to throw one of those
Oh,
in.
yeah. I can't,
Yeah.
can't hold that back.
Goes up to the middle to Wayne Riker. Good strong running, but good tackling by South Central for the short gain.
Good, powerful tackle there by, yet again, number 32, Rylan Rondo. He's impressed me so much so far this game, making a couple big plays here down the stretch.
But Riker did the strong running. But the biggest thing for Triton, you're using the clock, but yet you're still getting positive yards, building that confidence. How important is that when, granted, you're not getting the home run plays, but yet moving that positive yardage?
The way I see it, you're getting gains. You're getting 2, 3, 4 yard pops. Like, as long as you're getting 1st downs, that's all that matters to me when I'm running the ball. 1st downs, 1st downs, 1st downs.
Shively kicks it out to Riker. Riker going to go on the outside, trying to find the edge with a couple stiff arms. Riker still battling. It's a couple yards on the carry and close to a 1st down, but it'll be 3rd down and short coming up.
Just slowing up Wayne there. I couldn't quite tell who that was there that just stopped him up from the. That probably would have been a big gain if it wasn't for that little shoestring there.
And a few stiff arms. I think the quick conversation was it might have looked like his knee got close to the grass is what I think where they were talking. It was close.
Yeah.
Riker strong, kept himself upright to lean forward to make it 3rd down and 2. Shively patient, and a timeout. First timeout of the game for Coach Whitaker. Of course, in his 1st season, the Jimtown grad has been here the last 4 seasons.
Tell you what,
Coordinator, but now he's the man under controls. He is an impressive coach.
I'd say I have the same sentiment as you did, Andy. I was about to say that I don't think there's anybody else in this program that deserves to lead a team more than Zach Whitaker does. He's put in the work these last 4 years he's been with us now? 5 years?
Well, maybe it's 5 years. I've been
5
with
years
us for 6.
now.
This will be 6th year.
Maybe. Oh, wow.
No. Maybe
Came in my
5 or 6, Kenny. First year we call was sectionals. Year we won sectionals.
He came in my junior year, so it would have been. This is his 5th year.
Yeah, so this will be his
5th year. Yeah. Man, time
right.
flies. Tell you what. But going back to Coach Whitaker, he has such a great analytical mind for defense, and he's a leader of men. He knows how to talk to these kids, how to get on their level and instruct them in build them up positively rather than bringing them down. And that's really what you want to see from a high school football coach, is building up your players, shaping them into good young men, and that's what he does. I have plenty of experience with that, playing football with him for 2 years, having him as a teacher in my classes. I really can't say enough good about Coach.
Getting to know Coach Whitaker and having a conversation with him, I mean, he's got to learn, like he said, from two very good head coaches up there at Jimtown and then down here with Rodney Eunice. Now he gets to do his thing. Shively's going to direct his backfield.
Vinny moving up even with Wayne Reichert.
It's going to go out to Prater. He's trying to find the outside, and it's going to be a shoestring tackle by Hogan.
Great tackle there by number 4, Hogan, the senior.
Watch him track him down. I mean, Prater is very fast.
He is a quick kid, and that was a tough tackle.
But talk about angles. Watch Hogan and the nice angle he took right there. Didn't try to go right at him, but he left that angle to try to trip him up and did a good job of doing so.
Perfect job putting his head right on Vinny's ankle, tripping him up, saving a big gain, probably saving a longer down than we had.
So let me tell you, that's a guy, the Italian stallion. You don't want to open the gates too wide for him because he will find his way to the back corner of the pasture in a hurry.
Oh, he will.
So Shively out of the shotgun. Both Riker and Prater on either side of his hips, and Shively's going to take off and go, and Shively with a nice carry on first down.
First time we've seen that tonight. Cole Shively running up the gut with that QB power. I'd like to see more of that. They've stuck with that quite a bit last year, and I'd like to see a little more of that going into this year.
Shively has had a few impressive runs here tonight.
Oh, yes,
he has. Work his way down for that opening touchdown, and
I was harping on his abilities with his feet, and he's proven me right.
Tanner Whit-Hoyle brings it in. He's one who's impressive. Tanner Whit-Hoyle, his strength, and that young man is just really matured and strong. Watched him play basketball. He's going to be a lot of fun this year to watch him in basketball, too. He's a fun player. Keep an eye on over there, number 89. Shively goes up the gut to Reichert, and I believe the fullback has a first down, and the missile locks in and gets a first down for Triton.
Good wrap up there by the D lineman of the satellites.
Picks up the first down.
Wayne Reichert, though, pushing through, getting that first down. Like I said, that's all that matters, moving the sticks.
May have to get Haynes on the same Wi-Fi network. That might be the problem. We'll work with him on it. We'll see what happens. Of course, want to thank Brandon Haynes for providing the stats. Like I said, everybody's got to get their groove worked in here.
Yeah.
Blow the dust off.
Trust me, we were running at, 6 minutes left just to try to get everything working?
We were scrambling, but, hey, we got it working. We're ready to go.
We were all here pretty well at 5:36. It doesn't matter. First down and 10 from the satellite, 32 for Shively. He rolls back, has some time. Shively's going to roll right, but now he's going to have to retrack as Stroud's trying to run him down from behind. Stroud's trying to trip him up, can't get there. Shively's still on his feet. Going forward, turns something into nothing on the broken play. And second down and fairly short coming up.
Well, most of the times they tell you to run north and south in football, but that time we got a little east, got a little west, turned it into a solid chunk, about 7 yards there.
So second down and 3. That's one thing with Shively. He's one guy that always falls forward. I mean, he can see that play. He trusts his legs, trusts his blockers, and his ability to the ball. I mean, you're a ball carrier. How important is it to trust your feet and trust your vision when you're trying to run the ball, especially
definitely.
Guys barreling down and knock you out?
You can't second-guess yourself, because if you second-guess yourself, you have 3 dudes on top of you before you even know it.
Deer in the headlights. Riker goes up the middle, and Wayne Riker burrowing his way through, and it took a whole host of satellites to bring down that missile for another Triton first down.
Bringing him in there is number 21 from the satellites, Tyler Carr, look like.
Picks up 7 yards.
Carr's had some nice plays here tonight.
Yes, he has.
And
This tackling of the satellite defense has really, really impressed me. Wrapping up, making great tackles on the run in the open field, it's been super impressive. That's the hardest thing to do in football. And that is one of those things a lot of people don't have a natural knack for. That has to be taught. And just rolling up, making that gator roll, take him down to the ground.
4 seconds on the play clock. Triton looks like they're going to run this all the way down, possibly take a timeout. Oh, got it close. Reichert up the middle and
Squashed there by the satellite defense.
second down and long coming up into the short yardage gain.
These last couple plays, the satellite D-line, middle linebacker has been flying to the ball. We have had 4, 5, 6 black helmets, or navy blue helmets, I should say.
Navy blue. Yep.
Navy blue looks pretty black from up here, but navy blue helmets on the ball at all times, and they're making good gang tackles, and that's how you want to see it.
Triton gets all their personnel out there with 17 seconds on the play clock. Gets it relay. Got to go in a hurry here. 10 seconds now.
Clock winding down.
5 seconds now for Shively. Gets the snap off before the time runs out, and Shively with a naked bootleg to the left side. He gets out free, and Shively gets ripped up, but he's going to have us third down and short.
Tell you what, that was a smooth action there, Andy. It fooled me.
You know, I saw a play like that once, but that guy wasn't as mobile as Cole Shively was, but he had the whole stadium fooled.
Yep.
Peyton Manning went on the naked boot against the Cowboys. I'll never forget the year we won the Super Bowl. Just
walking into the end zone.
the year we lost. That was the year your sister was born. That was a very difficult day for me.
What was that? What was that? His second career rushing touchdown, or his only one?
He might have had a couple. There weren't many.
Yeah.
I think in one hand we can count them all. So both split backfield for Shively. 3rd down and 3. Goes right to Reichert. Reichert finding his way through, and Wayne Reichert with a first down for Triton.
Good rep up again there by number 21, Tyler Carr. He's had some big plays on this drive.
And that's what impressed me with the South Central team. You talk about the way these guys wrap up and tackle. It's something we saw on film. This group here is going to be a tough group.
This is a well-coached group. Have they had any penalties yet today, Andy?
I believe I mean, just a couple on the kickoffs.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's been any on the team period.
Yeah, you can't really. There's not a lot of control on that. We don't quite have the kicker, but this is a well-coached team. Just watching this first half, like you can tell, this is a well-coached ball club.
They came to play. This is a group you have to respect, and they have played up in that tough conference. Of course, next year these two teams will be conference. Now it's a first down, I guess. Sorry, my bad. It was the 4th down and short.
Looked like Shively might have bobbled that one a little bit.
Got a Trojan slow to get up. Seaside Lindler slow to get up. He's up on his feet and good to go.
No, he's all right.
Oh, it's all right. Just taking a little nap down there.
Yep. You got to take your breaks when you can get them.
Might not get me up.
This is a grueling game playing both ways the whole time. You got to take your breaks when you can.
And that's what's always impressed me about 1A football is you guys, I mean, you talk Ironman football. You know, you go now where I went worse, so you had offense and defense. Nobody really played both ways.
Platoon swaps. I mean, with 1A football, you got maybe 1, 2, 3 guys that don't play both ways. You put your athletes out in the field, and they put it on the line the whole game.
Shively back again, goes outside to Reichert. Reichert trying to find the outside. He has a look at the pylon, and nice job by Hogan to seal off the touchdown attempt.
That was a hard shoulder there by Hogan to keep him away from that pylon, saving that touchdown.
I mean, again, watch the angles that Hogan takes. It's so impressive. He's patient, sees the angle, gets out in front of Reichert, drops that shoulder, and makes sure he wasn't going to get inside that pylon.
That was a beautiful hit there by Hogan.
You know, I know I talk about angles, but as a defender back there, those angles are so important because you can't run to a guy parallel and expect to catch him, and no one's going to have that breakaway speed. Those angles, that gives you a better chance of an opportunity to make it stop like that.
Oh, definitely, Andy. That's just as important as wrapping up.
Shively the keeper, and he will punch it in from 1 yard away, and Triton's back on the board with 2:15 to go here in the second quarter.
See if we got much of it there. Should have
There's
a
the
boom.
replay. Shively pushing it in with the help of his offensive line.
And the train horn and the fireworks send off. Ryan, you better be ready down there. I wonder, can he hear us down there?
I don't know if we got that working.
Oh, he can hear us. You
Yep.
better, now, are you going to catch the ball when you're down there? Do I get a thumbs up or maybe? Oh, he shakes his head. No, okay. Come on, I want to see some athleticism out of the Hall of Famer down there. Shively the kick, drives it, and that one splits. And Triton takes a 14-6 lead with 2:15 to go.
You have to zoom in a little bit on
quarter.
How the we
Got
got.
the new end zone camera.
Yep, he's
You know, he's got quite a comfortable chair. I don't know how he's sitting in that chair down there, Ryan.
Yeah,
You look comfy.
yeah, he's got the chair. He's got the other computer set up for that in camera, and then got a nice fan. He's all set.
Now, is he watching the game or is he watching something else down there? I mean, he could be watching TV too. Oh, no, he brought that other monitor up here. Never mind. So, of course, the new view with the new end zone camera. We're working on the resolution, the different things, but, I mean, Kenny's been hard at work at it. So is Ryan.
Yep, we found one bug I noticed on replay, so we can't pull the replay from that camera.
Okay. Well, it's a learning process. You know, it always amazes me every time we go to broadcast. There's something new, some new wrinkle. You guys, you talk about football, and you have a plan of how everything's going to go, and they sometimes throw a wrinkle or two in. That's what Kenny and Ryan. I mean, these guys are gurus throwing a wrinkle in before a broadcast.
Oh, yeah,
They do.
definitely.
They do.
Now you know this computer that we. It's,
Now he's going to zoom in on us up here. Should I lean out the window? Maybe so. Yeah, there we go. Get on the. There we go. Caden's up there. Now we got to get Hunter in there, so they got us.
Yep, getting ready for a kickoff here.
All right, so here we go. Shively to kick. Sends a deep kick. That one's pushing back as they're going to backpedal into this one. I didn't quite get – it looks like hand – oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Strouch. Strouch with 2 broken tackles, 3 broken tackles. Strouch taking off and pushing himself up past the 25. Oh, just shy of the 25, the 24-yard line. A good job there by Strouch.
Got a little –
got to get Eagle Eyes back up here. I'm going to have to talk to my eye doctor. I couldn't quite depict an 8 from a 0 there.
That was a good, strong run there, breaking 3 big tackles.
Of course, want to thank the Boyers and the Stichters for their signs out.
Tell you what, it's always nice to know you got that support from the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the fireworks, appreciate the fire department and Tim Shive for donating those and everybody who's helped out. And Char out of the back, takes the throw, and Hogan, nice job. Who was that to fly in there again? That was Colton Reynolds again.
Tell you what, Colton Reynolds, he has impressed the crap out of me today. Flying in, making huge tackles.
Well, I'm going to have to come up with one. Boy, he's a...
Yeah, he needs a nickname, Andy. Get working.
I'll get working on that.
Little score update from around northern Indiana. We got LaVille leading Bremen 14-3 at the very beginning of the second half.
Of course, those 2 opponents will be Triton's next 2 opponents. As Kenny we'll get that up later.
Yeah, we get a chance to throw that schedule.
Big game to watch there for the Trojan faithful.
2nd down and 10 for Hanchar. And here comes the pressure. Hanchar. Triton had a beat on him. He throws it away and couldn't quite get it.
Are they going to say close enough?
Yeah, that was pretty well in the direction of his receiver 24 there. That was some heads-up play there, getting the ball out of his hands. I mean, he was falling down to the ground.
But Eastside Limler getting another good bend on that one. Look at that moving the inside. But here goes Tucker Wersham, the freight train.
Pushing through.
He moved him off the tracks, the freight train again.
He did. We got a derailment.
He teleported his way to get there. Keep an eye for that word in a few interviews coming up.
Oh, boy. Pull out your bingo cards, folks.
Maybe we ought to start doing that. That's a good idea. Bingo cards. I'll have to ask Orion what he thinks of that. Start throwing those little words in there. That's what radio shows do. They throw those little words in bingo. I mean, give him an autographed picture of Orion. His TTSN shirt, you know. Or Caden could come run a camera for somebody.
Free labor, free child labor.
Hey, he's getting good experience up here.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely.
He can put this on a college resume.
Little.
Oh, boy.
Does anyone? No, I have no idea.
Yeah, evidently nobody. We just got alerted. People didn't know what the bang was in town.
Oh, BCC.
Yep.
Can't get away from them.
Yep.
So Hanchar. So anybody who's watching on BCC, so a timeout for South Central.
Yep.
But those are good things when we hear those right now, especially on Friday night. That means Triton's doing good.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
A couple of those tonight so far in this first half.
Tell you what, I want those BCC posts to keep rolling in.
Well, while we got a chance here.
Here's the schedule.
Yeah, we'll throw that schedule up here. Of course, here this game here tonight, 7:30 South Central. Then we're on the road up at LaVille. That's a 7 o'clock game. And then we'll be back here on that first of the Caston, 7 o'clock game. And then Bremen. Then away again, they're Culver and Pioneer. And then back home for the final home game in North Judson at 7:30 start. And then back over at Knox. And then finishing up the season at 7 o'clock at Winnemac.
So we can just keep an eye on when we'll be able to broadcast those games. We will be up at LaVille next week.
Yep, we did get confirmation we can be up there next week.
There you go. Caden's got a few, or is that Orion's?
It's Orion's on that
Orion's
one.
zooming on the
Trojan Pride.
Got the TTSN banner. Thank you to Kevin and Ruth for advertisement on the fence there for us. Especially when Orion forgot the original banner. But with everything he's got to remember, that's the one thing we missed. He did a great job tonight. Orion that's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Checking his eye, or crossing his eye. Wait a minute.
Crossing his eyes and crossing his T's.
Dotting his eyes, crossing his T's.
Aren't you in college? Hanchar back again. He's going to fire a hot one across the middle. Good play all the way up into Colin Ward.
That was a great snag there by number 15, Colin Ward, and a pretty tackle there by number 9, Cohen
I said
Hensley.
it in the pregame. You give Hanchar time to throw. He has got a cannon. He can throw right on the money as well.
He'll put that ball in the line and get it to you. He's going to put that ball where it needs to be.
And another timeout for South Central. But for him, you talk about the way he plants that foot and goes to throw. I mean, he really does a good job throwing up off his toes and getting his feet. He's got good footwork, really drives into those accurate throws.
Tell you what, he throws a pretty ball.
So like I said, they're at get into halftime. Got some interviews done there before the couple weeks ago.
It was hotter than all get out. I wore white, and I'm not sure it helped.
So put them up, and I think we got them kind of split. I think the next game we'll have the rest of them up there.
Yep. So had a lot of fun with those interviews. I always like getting to do those. Those are the fun ones. It's the impromptu ones that are I gotta be thinking on my feet.
See, did you work in that one that we caught this summer at the fair?
No, I'm saving that one for the right time.
Okay.
I'm saying I'd save that one for basketball or possibly volleyball.
Yeah.
We'll see. I like that one. You said keep in the back pocket.
Yep.
I got it filed away. We're going to use it. All right, first down and 10 for Hanchar out of the backfield of the shotgun, looking across the middle, fires to Higley, and right there to bring him down is Evan Renforth, and another timeout for South Central with 1:03 to go in the ball game.
Another great example there.
They call timeout? Okay, the way he waved his hands.
Just still they moving.
In the hurry up.
Yep.
And the hurry up. Here we go. As I was saying, they got one timeout left. Hanchar, two wide receivers split to either side of him.
Just gonna
spike it.
Yep.
Another great example there in that play before this spike was Hanchar's arm. That is a pretty ball. I haven't seen a ball tonight that he's thrown that hasn't impressed me.
I mean, even when he's under duress, I mean, he still found a receiver to kind of throw that ball to out of trouble.
Oh, 100%. And that's the toughest thing to do when you got three big old dudes pummeling down on you, keeping your composure, delivering that ball to where it needs to go.
That's one thing that's always impressed me about these South Central quarterbacks is their toughness behind the line. These guys are tough.
Mm-hmm. They're not rattled.
And that's going back to Shane Lobb, my first game. I remember him. He was a tough dude. Hanchar throwing it here to the near side. Had a chance at Ward, but couldn't quite corral it. Good defense on the play there. I believe that was Woodhoyle on the defensive side.
I think Shane Lobb was casting, Andy.
No, that's why that was casting. Excuse me. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Either way, he was tough too.
Yeah, I think you're thinking Glisick.
Glisick, that's right. There we go. Look at Hunter. He redeemed himself. Couldn't dot the T's or dot the I's and cross the T's, but here we go.
Yeah, well. Yeah, you're talking about guys I played against. So.
Third down and 10, 51 seconds to go before halftime. Hanchar, here comes the pressure, and Eastside Limler.
The big sack.
The Cyclone breaks through for a sack there and a timeout for Coach Whitaker. Watch Eastside Limler just bully his way right through. Good swim move to get himself free. Got his hands up. But that right there is the most important thing. Got the hands up to really make the quarterback think twice to hesitate. That gave him an extra half a second to get a tackle.
That D lineman, he puts those hands up, it obstructs the quarterback's vision. He can't see down the field to make that throw. He doesn't know where he's going to go. He has to tuck that ball and try to run. Eastside barrels down on him, makes the big sack.
We've been working on that with Jax, haven't we, Caden? Get your hands up when you're going to run at somebody. Get your hands, make them hesitate just a little bit.
Maybe get that deflection.
Yeah, get your hands up. Of course, the Triton cheerleaders.
Tell you what, we got a nice crowd out here in Bourbon, Indiana tonight.
Hey, speaking of, I mean, you go we talked about the community with Coach Whitaker and the guys in the interviews, but how this community shows up. You know, the student section pretty full down there.
Yeah, that's bigger than what I was used to seeing.
So community all showing up, but the big thing, you know, remember we'll have some JV games, some junior high games here this year, and even some of those youth league down there. Show up and go watch those guys. I mean, those kids are putting a ton of work in this. Could use all the support as possible. They got some good numbers, and this is a great coaching staff that's got their hands in it from the varsity all the way down into the youth leagues.
Tell you what, it makes me super happy to see a crowd like this watching this game because personally, from experience, looking out into the crowd and seeing your whole town packed in the stands watching you is no better feeling.
Fourth down and long for Hanchar. Here comes Tucker Worsham, got a hand up deep. Does Strouch corral it in? Strouch corralled it. It's a catch, and South Central with the big play. Got to get going in a hurry here.
They're going to be. I would put the replay, but we don't have time because everybody's rushing and going.
Tucker Worsham get a nice hand up, but a good throw. I told you, give Hanchar some time.
Yep, he's going to put that ball where it needs to go.
Hanchar again, 32 seconds. He'll throw a spike.
Yep. So we get a chance.
Wow, what a throw from Hanchar. That was right on the money.
I think we can.
We got a replay here.
Trips to the right side as he looks there. He had only had a couple things because Worsham was barreling down.
Tell you what.
Dropped it in a little bubble. Cade overshot it just a little bit. That's all right.
Hanchar has a cannon on him.
2nd and 10.
And not just a cannon, an accurate cannon.
An accurate cannon.
That ball goes where he wants it to go. He has great control.
So South Central threatening with 29 seconds to go. I believe they have one timeout before halftime.
Yes, you are correct.
Hanchar goes back to throw again. Here comes the pressure. Hanchar. Eastside Limmer again gets some contact, but just past the outstretched arm of Colton Reynolds.
That was almost a disaster there for the satellites, but yet again,
Hanchar shaking up.
Yet again, Hanchar getting the ball out of his hands with pressure.
He's tough. I mean, Hanchar hanging in there.
That was a little scary there, but
he's tough, dude. He is not going anywhere.
Tell you what, that's the most important piece of your team, the quarterback. You got to play through everything. You cannot leave the field, especially in a program such as these two. When your quarterback goes down, that derails everything.
All right, 3rd down and 10 from the Trojan 24-yard line as Hanchar goes back to throw, looking right. Here comes the pressure, drops in the short game. Hogan with the stiff arm, gets freed up. Hogan goes out of bounds. Smart play there. 16.3 as South Central is threatening. They're knocking on the door down the other side.
Heads up, big IQ play there by Hogan, getting out of bounds to stop that clock. He could have stayed in bounds, tried to eke out maybe 1, 2, 3 more yards, but getting out of bounds is the most important thing, the best thing he possibly could have done there.
But you go back as far as to get him separation, the good stiff arm to get himself lunged away from Reynolds. Give him some opening look, give him some more room.
We've seen those jukes and stiff arms before. He could have tried to get a few yards, but he did the right thing, getting out of bounds, stopping that clock with 16 seconds left to go in this first half.
It's a very mature player right there. 2 wide receiver split to either side for Hanchar. 1st down and 10 from the 12. Strouch in motion. Goes to Hogan. Hogan up the middle, and he'll go forward, and he'll be quickly get a timeout for Bushkoff and the Satellites with 10 seconds to go.
That is the Satellites' last timeout of the half. They'll have 10 seconds left to score this ball from the
Still got enough time to take a couple shots at the end zone.
9-yard line.
Take a couple shots. So the timeout.
Where's that first down marker at? The 2? 3? Oh, the 2, yep.
Guess we got time. I think here's that.
Just watch Hogan. The good, nice little kind of comeback route there. Got freed up, and right there, the good recognition to get out of bounds. Great play from him.
Oh, yeah. I have not seen an inaccurate throw from Hanchar this whole night. This whole first half, I should say.
So this right here is going to be kind of a big moment for Triton as well. You want to take a lead into halftime because South Central's got a lot of momentum after those couple big throws to open things up. Triton's got to make a stop here. We're going to take some momentum into the halftime locker room.
They need to go into this halftime locker room with a lead if they want to keep this momentum into the second half. I mean, that's the most important thing here, keeping them out of the end zone. And if you're the Satellites, going into the halftime lead either tied up or at this point you can only tie it up, but going in, tying it up, that is so much better than being down 8 points. Just the mood of the locker room is completely different when you're going into a tie ball game in the second half.
So Higley split way out here left, trips to the right side. Triton loading up on that right side. Hanchar going to look across the middle, tries to throw it short, but to Hogan, incomplete, 7.1 now seconds left.
Was that tipped there, Andy?
That's what I was
thinking.
thinking.
Might have been tipped. I think it might have got a hand on it. I think that was Tucker Worsham possibly. And it was Tucker Worsham. The freight train got his hand up. Look at that.
I tell you what, that was probably a touchdown if Tucker Worsham doesn't get his hand on that ball. I'm trusting Hanchar to put that ball where it needs to be in the end zone.
Tucker Worsham. Freight train looking nimble down there on the tracks in the trenches.
Big play by Tucker Worsham, the freight train.
Hanchar, 3 wide receivers to the near side. He's going to look left. Hanchar back across the middle, up high, and it bobbled. Interception! Wayne Reichert! The missile locked in and brought it down. It was tipped high.
Got a little pressure right here to start.
Ward, but look at Triton getting their hands up.
Eastside getting into the backfield, getting his hands up right to the numbers of Strouch.
Or excuse me, that was Colin Ward, couldn't quite, but Wayne Reichert, the opportunistic play, the interception, a big momentum change for the Trojans.
Oh, definitely. Going into the halftime lead, just going to take a knee here with the 8-point lead going into the halftime. You can't ask for a better end to a drive than that when you're backed all the way up on your own 9-yard line.
So Riker, right place, right time. But Triton, a big momentum for them to making a big stop in the red zone there. Good defense by them in the short field.
They'll be going into the halftime here, Andy, with their heads held high and with high optimism, especially with an interception there to end the half.
And even bigger because right there you stopped a possible back-to-back score opportunity because South Central has the ball to start the second half.
Really takes the wind out of the satellite sails and puts it right back into the Trojans after that first touchdown.
All right, so that's halftime. We'll be back for the start of the second half after these interviews and some halftime entertainment. Out here with Coach Whitaker. Coach, first season at the helm. I mean, you've been behind the scenes the last few years. What's it like for you to count your first inaugural season as the guy in charge?
I mean, I'm really excited. Like I said before, I'm extremely blessed to be in this situation. I couldn't imagine myself falling into a better scenario than I am, so I'm just extremely excited for the opportunity.
And you learned from a good guy in Eunice, obviously. You played at Jimtown. You have a lot of coaching experience. What has all those years led up to this point really kind of taught you?
I mean, I've started out as a volunteer 7th grade coach right out of high school. This would be my 13th year, so I've coached at every level, all types of kids. So I feel like all the experience that I've gotten has finally led me to this moment, and I'm excited.
So this year, I mean, obviously you guys, things are going to look a little bit different. You guys got a lot of youth on this team. For this group this season, I heard a lot of off-season work for you. What is it like to see your program, see these boys show up in the off-season like that?
I mean, it's incredible. We really are preaching a lot of effort, positive attitude, and they're buying into that. And so to see them show up as much as they can during the season, put in the work, I think it's going to pay off.
And for you guys, you had the youth kids out here with your little camp like that. Talk about how important that is that the football players do that for the younger kids that are wanting to play football.
Yeah, so we're trying to build a program, not just have a high school team. So that starts at the youth level, them learning from that age going up the same stuff every single year. It's extremely important. It's something that Bill Sharp did, and I'd be a fool not to copy a Hall of Fame coach. So I'm trying to emulate him in every way that I can, and I think having those high school kids make an impact and teach, it helps them learn. You know, the best way to learn is to teach, and then obviously when those kids, the more they know it, the more confident they get, the faster they play, and so that's kind of what we're trying to do.
Well, and like for kids like my youngest, and Jackson's 4, and he looked up to the Lumberjack last year. That was his favorite player, and Cole was his favorite player. So for those kids, they have to actually come out and practice with those guys. You're practicing with your heroes. I mean, the guys you look up to. You were one of those guys when you played with upperclassmen. It's kind of fun to go out there and play with those kids.
Oh, absolutely. I remember when I was a youth kid, and I got an autograph from a high schooler, and I thought it was the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
And so just getting those kids exposed and letting them, participate, practice together, I think that just builds that culture that we're looking for.
And then especially here at Triton, there's also something special about the community that's around here. Talk about how important it is to everybody. This year there's only 4 home games, but yet we can travel to those away games just as well. What's it like to have that support with everybody at those games?
I mean, the environment's just different when the community shows up. And the more support that we have, the more excited, the more important these games feel, the more supported the kids feel, the more willing they're going to be in to put the work in. And this community has never disappointed in that. So I just ask for that continued support, and I think it's going to be a good year.
So my youngest came up with the fun question this year. I asked for help because I didn't know what to ask. Dante's going to get a sneak peek, but my youngest wants to know, what is the best superpower, period, the best one?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, for me, I just like the Hulk strength because he can just smash whatever he wants. He can jump wherever he wants. He can do pretty much whatever.
He's bulletproof too.
Right. He's invincible, so I'd say that.
Now I got to ask my dad question. Since the superheroes, obviously they do all the stuff, they save the world and everything else like that, but they destroy a lot of stuff. I'm not sure that's covered under insurance. Should they have to help clean up the mess or pay for it when that's all said and done?
I mean, I feel like if you got those superpowers, you can help clean up a little quicker, right? So I feel like, after you save the world, just take a little time to clean up and it'll be fine.
All right, well, Coach, we'll hang it up here. Appreciate you coming out with us, and we should look forward to a good year. All right, now we're here with Dante Workman. Yep. Dante going in junior year. Yeah. So in the last couple of years, you've seen playing time for you. Coming this junior year, you're an upperclassman now. What's that kind of leadership now for you being in that role?
It's a lot different. I'm used to being, taught. Now I'm doing the teaching. So I like it. I like helping the younger guys. I think that's very important. You have to have that. It just comes with time. You learn, you teach. It just comes with time. So that's what I'm doing. So
one thing I've heard a lot of everybody talking about, like Cole and a bunch of other ones talking about, is the off-season work you guys have put in. Why is that off-season work so important going into a football season?
Strength, speed, everything. I mean, even trust. Trust builds into that because if you're willing to put in the work when nobody sees, you're gonna be really good. So.
All right. So for you kind of do a few things different out here. What drill is your favorite drill, and which one's your least favorite drill during practice?
My favorite drill is probably like when we do one-on-ones. I like one-on-ones. That's just my favorite. My least favorite is probably the tackling. I don't.
Okay, explain that one because Coach is laughing, so I explain that.
We all line up in different lines, and then one guy's out in front, and so we have to run out. Sometimes we have to chop our feet over a bag and then like try to wrap them and tackle, and it gets exhausting very fast.
Well, you're young; it should be okay. That's why the coaches kind of allow that to happen. So, as you my fun question of the year, like my youngest came up with the question this year: what is the best superpower and why?
I've got to say super speed, because you wouldn't have to fly a plane anywhere. You wouldn't have to drive a car. I mean, you think about it, you're just there.
Just there. Okay, that's a good one. Now I'll ask my dad question. Now the superheroes, they do all the destruction and stuff like that. I mean, and granted, I'm sure that's not covered under insurance. I'm pretty sure State Farm doesn't have that. So should the superheroes have to help clean up or at least help pay for the destruction?
I mean, if you got super speed, it should be really fast, right?
Oh, exactly right. So is there anybody you want to give a shout out to that might be watching this? You gotta make sure you have that one.
Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, you better give her
number one supporter. Shout out to my brother. I love my brother. He's great.
All right, now we're here with Vinny Prater, sophomore running back. Yeah. So, Vinny, for you, now you're underclassmen, you got a year under your belt. You saw some varsity playing. What did that time kind of mean to you going into this year?
Well, going into the special teams and stuff like that, it was a lot of fun, actually. But having to go the next day to JV was exhausting because I would put everything out on the varsity game, then go out and score a couple on JV, and it was just a lot of fun, actually. It was tiring, but that's just what the sport is. It's fun, it's tiring, and you get the stuff. You get it. You have fun. I love it.
Well, and then, like you said, having fun and loving it. So you guys had out here with the younger kids in the camp here earlier this year. What's it like being able to express that fun and that enjoyment to the younger kids that are looking up to you, that are coming watching you play on Friday night?
Well, I don't really know. Just come out here and play the sport, because what I always think is, why not risk it, you know? So if you come out here and have fun, like I've been saying, it's just a moment not to miss. You love it. You will love it.
So, we kind of talked a little bit about things at practice. I mean, like you said, you got JV and doing varsity. You were doing both last year. What's your favorite drill, and which one's your least favorite drill? Now, Coach is standing over there, so you better pick the right one.
Well, I think everyone will agree with this is conditioning. I hate conditioning. I think a lot of people hate conditioning. But my favorite would be, I like tackling. I know Dante doesn't, but I like tackling.
All right. A little physicality. I like the aggressiveness. So speaking of that, we'll go into the fun question. So what superpower is the best superpower, and why?
Okay, so what Dante said and what Whit said, I would say stealing the powers, because I know they won't have them anymore.
Oh, that's a nice twist. When I was looking up and thinking this question with my son, I'm like, that's not one that came down the wire to think about. I like that one. That's an original one. We're going to have to keep that one in our back pocket for that one. So then also, I've been asking the dad question. Okay. So if they do all this destruction trying to save the world and everything, yes, they save the world, but should they have to help clean up and or pay for it if they can't help clean it up? Because you think about it. If you go to these superheroes like the Avengers, they tore up New York City, and I don't think they helped clean it up.
Yeah, they're taking down whole entire buildings. Well, I'll say yeah. If they're given to the city and then they tear down the city, shouldn't they give back to the city once again and help them clean up the rubble?
I couldn't agree more. So, anybody want to give a shout out to before we hang up this interview?
Definitely my mama, my dad, my brother, my sister, my other sister, and my teammates. I love my teammates, my line especially.
Yeah, you gotta think those boys up front. You gotta love those boys up front.
Yes, definitely. And my coach, my other coach, and another one.
So everybody, you love them all. Oh, that's perfect, Vinny. So with that being said, we're hanging out with Vinny Prater. Looking forward to some nice things out of you this season. And until next time, remember the Trojan way.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's one-car, two-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the two-car garage/rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their two-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Check.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Trojan Thunder. Triton leads 14-6 here at the start of the second half. South Central will have the ball. You know, Hunter, going back, you saw two teams kind of filling each other out. For me, that passing it by South Central, if they can get that really rolling and get some more time in for Hanchar to get some time in the backfield, in the pocket to throw that ball, that right there has really been their kind of this go-to game.
That's where they're seeing their strength. They're not getting a ton of success on the ground, getting small chunks, taking a couple sacks there by Esai Lemler and Wayne Reichert, but they're seeing a lot of progress getting the ball in the air. It's like the Trojan secondary is no slouch. They're playing decent. They're playing decent defense, but
And you know,
tell you what, this quarterback, he can sling it and put the ball where it needs to be.
And I'm going to go back to that Trojan front line. I mean, Tucker Worsham getting his hands up. You know, Esai getting his hands up. Colton Reynolds doing some nice tackling. Both teams are doing a great job on both sides. This is kind of what you usually see in the first game of the year. The two teams kind of feeling each other out, trying to get their gears about them, not trying to do nothing too fancy, trying to play disciplined football to get themselves rolling, get that momentum going for the season. But for Triton, here coming the second half, you got to keep those plus yardage plays. You got to stay out of penalty trouble. But the biggest thing for them, keep moving those plus yards and capitalize when you have an opportunity in the red zone.
Definitely.
Or I guess in plus field territory, because they, when they get in the red zone, this is a team that's got there.
Mm-hmm.
Only been denied once. Okay, Glissick is watching. That's my bad. I won't do that again. Well, Brady Glissick, he did impress it. He did impress me. That first game is how tough he was.
He was a big running quarterback. He could throw the ball a little bit too, but he was a tough runner.
Well, and I was disappointed for him because that game I think he went out with a concussion or something like that. But he got so mad through his helmet. I mean, he wanted to go back. The competitive edge of that young man was so impressive.
Tell you what, that's probably why I played through about 3 or 4 concussions, because I'm not leaving for no brain rattling.
I hear you. Well, I mean, we need to be safe too. I mean, that is an important thing. But sometimes being a competitor, it's tough to turn it off. Shively down to kick. Second half is underway as he pushes that one here to the near side. Strouch is going to pick it from his own 10. Strouch ahead of steam up past the 20 and finds his way up almost to the 30, about a gain, about 19 on the return.
Good return there by number 18, Clayton Strouch.
He's been impressive tonight. And another thing, South Central makes the most of their special teams plays. These are guys that are getting some head. I mean, Triton kind of maybe over pursuing just a little bit, but they're making the use of those arm tackles and just barreling right through them.
Take advantage of the lack of the breakdown here from our Trojan tacklers. That's one thing I'd love to see going forward into the season is a little bit more breakdown. You want to have that speed, but all that speed doesn't matter if you can't break down, wrap up, make the tackle.
All right, so here we go. See how they settle in. Hanchar out of the shotgun. Bobbles it. He finds a way to get to Hogan, but Triton sniffs it out and stops him for a short gain, if any, on the play. Might have moved back just I think you don't think he went anywhere. Esai Limler again. Barreling his way through. Of course, we kept talking about all those playmakers with Hogan and Higley and Ward, Carr, another one who's kind of made some, but Strouch. Those guys have just been impressive all night long, making play after play and playing really well.
Tell you what, you have a great quarterback, but it doesn't matter if you have a great quarterback if you don't have guys down the field that can haul in those balls.
4 wide receivers out there for Hanchar, going to go to the comeback route. Too low for Higley's 3rd down and 10 coming up.
I'm not sure if that was a little bit too deep of a hitch there by number 5 or whether that was a little bit of a miss from Hanchar, but I'm willing to bet it wasn't a miss from Hanchar.
You know, for Higley, you get out there and it's starting to get a little cooler out and the things start to get a little bit slipperier out there with that grass. Trying to get their footing, but this passing attack was very good here thus far in the game.
Yep, I'd see if these satellites get their feet under them in this second half, get a nice, good completion, they can really put a string of them together and get some good momentum going into this 3rd quarter.
Hanchar goes back again. Here comes the pressure and up the middle. Here comes Wayne Reichert, the missile and company.
And
the whole platoon brings him down.
Just about 6 other Trojans there right behind Wayne Reichert here in the replay.
Reichert gets through the block, gets up there, and initially making contact was Brookins.
We had Brookins, we had Reichert, we had who else we have?
We had Esai in there. You got Javen May in there.
Our nice, beautiful end zone came here. It's pretty useful when we're backed up there, isn't it?
It is pretty useful.
That's a good angle.
We might just leave it there for that one.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
All right, so Dante Workman back deep to return for Hanchar. Short kick, might have got a piece of it up the front, and it's going to. Oh, I think it went off of Higley.
There.
And the sure hands of Isaac Quintana.
Isaac
Traps it.
Quintana on the recovery of the punt.
That was a nice job by Quintana. Good heads-up play. Saw it fall on it. That's one thing, being a younger player. You want to pick that ball up and run with it, but to fall on it, seeing there's nowhere to go, that's a good high IQ play by Isaac.
Smart plays there. Punts are scary for both teams. It's got to make that long. The punting team. You got to get that long snap. Got to get the ball off and hold the line and stop that penetration. And the receiving team. Punt returners are freaky, man. They are fearless. They've got they've got dudes sprinting at them, trying to take their heads off, and they're cool as a cucumber making that fair catch. I tell you what, you got to be a little crazy to catch a punt.
All right, Shively now, 1st and 10 from the satellite 39. Receives the snap. Shively going to try to find some space up the left side. Shively with another big run out of the quarterback slot.
That's what I was looking for, that QB power with Cole Shively, breaking a few tackles. I love what he can do running between the tackles. We don't see a lot of that in the quarterback position, but with Cole Shively, how shifty he is, how quick he is, he's not the biggest quarterback, but he can lower his shoulder. He's gotten so much stronger over the past 2-3 years.
Hoyle relays the play in, but Cole has always been impressive,
Oh, yeah.
A kid that's, let's go with a young man, because the way he's learned and his leadership last year, he just took a massive step, and he continues to do so. The confidence, this is a guy who's definitely going to play football at the next level. Shively works out of the shotgun. Going to go with the option play to the near side. He's going to keep it. Guys cut back inside. Shively's at the first down and more. Shively on his way. Shively takes off. X Factor hits pay dirt from 30 yards away for Cole Shively.
Great read on the speed option there by Cole Shively, keeping it for himself, making two men miss, scampering across, reversing the field, and scoring that touchdown.
Look at the nice job on the left side by Esai and Limler. Those guys really opened it up, but even better running downfield, blocking.
You can see that read by Cole Shively. Had the two guys filling that alley, tracking the running back, waiting for him to pitch that option. That's why he keeps it himself, reverses field, and runs out for that far side pylon, scoring the touchdown, putting his Trojans up 20-6.
Shively the kick. Riffle to hold. It splits the uprights, and Triton takes a 21-6 lead here in the third quarter.
Great start here for the Trojans.
Good opening drive for them in the second half. That's what you want to see, Things were kind of slow, but a couple nice quarterback runs, some good blocking, opening things up. The confidence starting to build for this team. They got to now go out there and kind of slow down the satellite offense.
Definitely.
But you're South Central. This is a big drive for you, I think. This is one you got to try to find to make some positive. You got to try to get points on the scoreboard to keep that momentum. This is a team. If they can move, they know they can move the ball.
Mm-hmm. This is
the
most important drive for Satellite so far this game. This is a turning point here. Going into the second half, Tritons have just marched down the field and scored the ball. This is a turning point. You have to decide whether or not this is going to be your game. You're going to fight back into it, make a big stop here, not make a big stop, but go score the football. Get back into this game.
And Buzzcoff, and he's been our impressive coach. This is a well-coached team, a very hungry team.
Yep.
And for him to kind of keep these guys motivated, that's something they've done so well all night. I look for them to have some fancy things to happen here on this drive.
Yep.
Of course, we had Jackson was down the one end zone there in the halftime camera. Shively to kick. Strouch and Higley back deep to return. I don't know why I care of this roster thing halfway through, because I got to figure it out by the first quarter.
You got to have something to fidget with.
Shively, a little pooch kick there. And a nice job to track it down by Tyler Carr.
Jaden Overmeyer trying to fly in, get that pooch kick for the Satellites, can haul it in, but didn't quite get there in time.
The Trojans defense will go out there. Of course, we talked about that front line of the Worsham, Javen May, Esai Limler, and Brookins. A linebacking crew with Reynolds, Renforth, Hensley out there with Reichert on both the two guys on the ends. The outside with Shively out back. There's a lone safety up top with Workman and Tanner Whithoyo out there as well.
Satellites with two wide, Strouch in motion.
Oh, bobbled pass, but a false start, I believe, coming here. Might have movement. Oh, we got a Trojan shaking up on the field, cramping. And look at that good sportsmanship. Zoom in on that, Caden. At South Central, look at that. Players just trying to help one another. Good sportsmanship there. If I can get his number 50, Cole Nealon, the senior.
Get a cramp.
You got Wayne Reichert down the field. Looks like a bit of a cramp in there. Tell you what, that is
Let's bring him out, please.
my worst enemy. The first game of the year, every year, I had always cramp so bad. It is so important to hydrate. Eat your bananas, drink your Gatorade.
You know, that was something that it was, for me, I always struggle with. For me, I mean, we showed livestock, but you shear sheep all day on the concrete all day long. You don't drink and eat. You get done, you go to the restaurant, you sit down, both legs will go at the same time. Trust me.
Yep. Tell you what, my freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, first game of the year, no matter how much I drank, no matter how many electrolytes I pumped in my body, both of my calves were cramping like no end.
It was always my hamstrings always went, both of them at the same time.
Both my calves. Oh.
Give the missile some hands up because, like I said, those cramps, they are
I know what that feels like,
They
buddy.
are not. They trust me, they don't tickle.
No, they do not. I know what they feel like. They do not tickle. Those calves, man.
It's all right. So Wayne will get
thinking about it.
Wayne getting pumped up already. Look at Vinny Prater coming over and pumping him up. McFarland's all out there. They got a whole group pumping him up down there.
First and 15.
He's all right. He's a tough young man.
We got Gavin Riffle down there pumping him up. He's good. Look at that. Good team camaraderie down there on that sideline. So Overmeyer will take Reichert's place in that far side spot. It's first and 15. Goes right back and goes to Hogan and maybe got a yard, maybe lost a yard on the play. Colton Reynolds again.
Colton Reynolds making a big play.
Well, I'm going to call him the machine. This kid here is just churning out results. Let's start calling Colton Reynolds the machine because, boy, he looking like the Terminator out there. He is everywhere, making plays everywhere.
Dependable.
So second down and 15 after the Reynolds stop from behind, 2-yard loss on the play. But Colton Reynolds, he's sophomore. He has been impressive. But this whole Triton defense as a collective has done a nice job in moments. We saw him with that big stop before the half. As Hanchar back to work on the shotgun. 2 wide receivers split to the other side. Here comes the pressure. He's going to fire one up into the middle of the air. And Higley fell to the ground before he had a chance. Whit Hoyle, nice job to turn around and look at the ball and get a hand up. The two players really didn't collide.
Looked like he was going for that deep corner route to Higley on that replay.
Third and 17.
It was a nice thrown ball. Just
couldn't quite get there by Higley. That was good defense by the Trojans. Just couldn't quite get there by the satellite receiver.
So they'll relay it in. 8:45 to go here in the third quarter. As the opening week of football is here. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, me too.
It means college football starts here.
Tell you what, there is no time of the year that stacks up to late August, September, October, November, up to Thanksgiving.
Here comes the pressure. Hanchar trying to escape. Got away from Overmeyer. Here comes a high pass to May. And Dante Workman almost, or that was Shively, almost mossed. Look at this play here. Almost mossed Colin Ward there. Trying to take it out from behind. On the passing play there as he had a chance at a ball, 50-50 ball here.
Playing the interception here.
4th and 17.
Just right up and Shively almost had it.
Out from him.
Almost mossed him.
Almost.
We could have put that, if they would have caught that, we might have been on ESPN. We got mossed this week. Hanchar back to kick. High kick. Workman's going to have to backpedal. He's going to let it bounce, and it takes a South Central roll inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line is where Shively and the offense will go back to work.
Smart move by Dante Workman to let that one roll a little bit. That would have been a little hairy catch.
And now when you, especially trying to backpedal, you're going to have to turn. The defense is coming. You have no idea to be ready for him to kind of get yourself set. Good play by the junior.
40 yards on the punt.
Dante Workman, a big player earlier. We're calling the slingshot. He slingshotted him his way in and stopped that South Central touchdown earlier.
Is he the slingshot in basketball too? I thought.
Oh yeah, slingshot in basketball. Absolutely. You ever seen that kid pass a ball? Looks like a slingshot. I'm telling you, because he's at that 1-2 quick speed. Very fast, athletic young man. First and 10 from their own 38 for Shively. Out of the shotgun. Goes right to Prater. Prater trying to find his way through, and he barrels his way for a good gain on first down. About a gain of 6 on the play.
Good strong run by Prater there out of the tailback position. Close. Haven't seen a lot of that yet tonight. Single backfield.
Caden would be impressed. I'm doing math.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, and I don't have a setup for football to
Oh,
cheat.
no. Oh,
Has
no.
Caden's homework started to eclipse your knowledge?
The flashcards have sunk in. You know, I don't know if he's watching. I haven't got any messages. So I don't know if he's watching or not. We'll see. Riker's still trying to get stretched down the sideline. Shively on the option play. Keeps it. Shively up of again. Cole Shively with some nice running here tonight.
This time we saw a little jump cut, a little fake to the speed option, throwing one guy off of him, gaining a good first down gain.
You know, Hunter, we talk about the running game and being a runner. What's it like trying to find those lanes? Because they don't open. They open slowly. They close quickly. What's it like, the instinct of trying to find those gaps and get your way through?
You have to find a happy medium between being a patient runner and taking too long to make your decisions. Because when you're a patient runner, you let those holes develop. You could follow your blockers and take it all the way home for a touchdown. But you can't wait too long. You can't hesitate to make your decision.
Shively back again, goes right back to Vinny Prater. Prater trying to go outside, but a good play by Hogan stops him. Initially by Hogan, that was a good play, and here came a whole host of satellites to bring him down.
Good job by Vinny there, putting his head down and breaking through that first tackle, but as he slowed down, it gave him time for the satellite defense to wrap his legs and get him nowhere to go.
Ryan had to go get a coat. It's getting a little chilly outside.
Yeah, I guess
it's getting a little chilly outside.
Yeah. Just kind of feeling it come in here.
Yeah.
I packed a TTSN jacket. I was ready to go.
Ooh.
Same.
But we had Hunter got the long sleeves on.
Yeah,
and
I'll be all right. I'm warm. I'm warm.
He opened the door. That wind kind of went away. I don't think that wind is almost it's non-existent at this point. Shively back again. Takes the snap. Going to go with the option play out. Pitches it to Prater up just past and couldn't quite handle it. Still live. Oh, he picks back up. Vinny Prater changing his field. The Stallion still on his feet. Close the gate because he's headed to the back of the pasture. What a play from Vinny, the Italian Stallion Prater. Takes off again. Look at him change field.
Holy cow. Vinny Prater turned a disaster play into quite the gain.
I think Coach Whitaker just aged like 10 years on that run.
I just got a few gray hairs watching that.
Look at
Almost
that.
getting the ball ripped out there, staying strong, reversing the field, pushing it up. One tackle away from a touchdown.
You got to close the gate on the Stallion, and he'll break free, and he'll head.
Holy.
He'll take off, man. Stallion can run free. And I believe we're going to get a timeout for South Central. We'll talk things over.
Yep.
I got to recover from that.
I'm going to have to ask Whitaker that. I'm going to ask him how much older he is after that Prater run there. Because
Took about a week off lifespan.
I think he aged 10 years down there.
Boy.
Was kind of on the other side, so maybe he didn't quite catch it all exactly what happened, and all he's is he's coming to this sideline and
probably thought, okay, well, he's bottled up there. Okay, well, let's work on the next play. And wait a minute. But right there, and I think that's a good timeout for South. There's the Triton student section. The cheerleaders trying to get them fired up down there. Must be Hawaiian night or tropical night, something like that.
Probably Hawaiian night, I'd wager to say.
Of course, the volleyball team been down there. They played a couple games this week. Their season well underway. We'll try to broadcast a few of those when some closer away games or some home games. Ryan and I'll make our way. Caden will be there for the camera, and of course we'll have Mason helping us with the music this year.
oh,
He's back here, and he's got the headphones on. He's listening.
He's studying.
He's studying. Mason's our other intern.
Intern.
Telling you. Have a lot of fun up here with this group. So timeout is over, and the play resumes. Triton 1st and 10 from the South Central 35-yard line following that play from Vinny Prater.
Tell you what, I'm liking this single backfield. Vinny just to the left.
Workman in motion. Shively up the field. Shively by himself. Shively untouched. Counts it for 6 more.
You could drive a semi-truck through that hole, Andy.
Look up front here. The nice job on the right side. I believe Brady Shue helped open that up. Look at him and the downfield blocking by those guys. Opened it up extremely well. Brady Shue almost 20 yards downfield on the block. And there's the fireworks.
Yep. Get everybody woke up.
I want to see some more comments, guys.
Riffle to hold. Brookins to snap.
Hey, we might try this.
Shively to kick. And something happened beforehand. I think
something
Shively missed it, but it's no good. Look what you did.
Yep. Shouldn't maybe you shouldn't try that anymore.
I think I got that button on here somewhere.
It may not be on this one. It might be on the old one.
I think it was on this one. I'm pretty sure. Here we got applause.
We got a soundboard?
Oh yes, we got buttons I'm not allowed to use.
Air horn.
We can use that for a touchdown.
He's getting ideas.
Oh, I always have ideas. Oh, there's the wrong answer right there. It'd be that one, I believe. So we got buttons. Of course, you can hear Lindsay Workman firing up for her spot in the stands. I always like being at a game. You hear Lindsay Workman. You know good things are about to happen.
Yep, there's the
Bourbon Fire Department. Want to thank them for all they do.
Yeah, they had pretty good fireworks there last Saturday evening for the Summerfest.
Caden better give them a loud thank you after their generous.
$10 at my lemonade stand.
Hey.
They came and spent money.
That's big money.
I know.
Got an investor.
Just stuck it in there. I didn't see it until they left.
So Shively getting it set, or Workman rather. So Dante Workman's going to try to send a kick. Dante can kick. Workman sends a nice kick down the far side, but it's going to travel up to almost the 10, and that's going to roll out. Nice job by Higley to let it go out of bounds.
Good distance on Dante's kick. Just need to keep it a little bit more toward the center of the field.
Pulled it just a little bit. So out there goes the Triton defense.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that start at the. Where are we starting?
So Triton 20 unanswered points. After South Central drew within 1. Had a chance there at the end of the first half, but Triton stood tall on an interception by Wayne Reichert on a nice attempt. On a good chance as Colin Ward almost brought that one in for 6 points, but couldn't quite handle it. And they find themselves here with 5:47 to go in the third, trying to find an answer to penetrate and get back on the Triton side, or go back into Trojan territory.
Yes, sir.
South Central spreading out, 2 wide receivers split to either side for Hanchar. He goes back to throw. Here comes the pressure. He's going to roll right, has to bounce it outside. Here comes Brookins, going to get there. Throws it up for grabs out of bounds. And Dante Workman now shaken up.
Looks like we got a little more cramping here, folks. It's a real thing. I'll tell you what.
And number 54, Alex Brown, was in pursuit on that far sideline to go over to the South Central, please. Thank you. So we'll take a quick official time. I hope Dante's okay. But like I said, those leg cramps, especially when it's warmer out, the first game of the year, your body's not quite in game shape completely. I mean, you're in shape, but it's just game shape's a completely different thing.
That lower quad muscle and those calves, they cramp up like no other. I'll tell you what. And once it starts, I mean, it just goes on and on. It's just the worst.
I mean, they're rough. They're, like I said, the cramping is just, it's just part of it.
Yeah, you really can't avoid it in some cases. Some people are really salty sweaters, as they say. You can't really replenish your electrolytes as fast as you're getting rid of them through your sweat. And it just happens sometimes. Some people, you really can't avoid it. I think I might be one of them.
Well, I'm one of those guys too, so play will resume. 2nd down and 10 coming up as Dante Workman makes his way off the field. Glad to see him up, moving on to his own power. Like I said, when you get those cramps, biggest thing, get them stretched out. Yep. Reichert experienced that earlier. And
looks like Wayne's been A-OK since, though.
Well, he's down there still trying to get stretched out just a little bit. I mean, that's tough.
2nd and 10.
Yep. Eric's seen those cramps a time or two.
Hanchar again, 2nd down and 10. Here goes back to Hogan, and Renforth had to beat him. Hogan with some strong running, and Cohen Hensley brings him down.
Beautiful jump cut there, more towards the line of scrimmage there by Hogan. And then breaks through one tackle, bullies through one more tackle, and gets in for a nice gain there on.
But a nice job the right side of the lane to really kind of hold their blocks, give him a good look up the middle, and he did the rest with that patient, strong running.
That jump cut's one of the slower cuts you can make, but boy, you really can make some people mess with it.
So Tucker Wersham trying to fire up his defensive line. Freight Trim's held his own down there along the line. Had a batted pass earlier. which that prevented a big play.
It really did.
And Hogan again brought down.
I still hold the opinion that batted down pass from Warsham would have ended up as a touchdown for the side.
I think it would have. I mean, that was a big play by him.
He had an open receiver in the end zone, and I'd bet on him putting that ball on the money.
And he's one that's really impressed me as he continues to grow and play as Riffle comes off the field as Dante Workman now back on. Tough dude right there. Overmeyer out there right now still for Riker. Anchar, 2 wide receivers split to either side. He goes back to throw again. High pass, too high for Higley. So he throws it out. It was caught by number 32, Rylan Rondo, but he was out of bounds and he was on the sideline.
Not an active player on the field.
So that'll bring up first 10-10 for the Trojans in South Central Territory. As two sides change. But you'll go along that offensive line. There's really only a couple players that I think only really one player that's really seen a lot of varsity time, and that's going to be Pierce Brookins.
Mm-hmm.
But you go along the line, you got guys like I said, Brookins, but then Kendrick Jones, he's seen some time. Esai Limler and Brady Shue getting some, and Rensberger. So there's some youth, but yet there's a lot of size with that offensive line. Prater up the far sideline, and he gallops his way near a first down.
I'd love to see how Brady Shue progresses as a tackle. He is a big boy, and I can't wait to see him in his next few years.
And he is tough. I mean, he's a dude that comes out and he puts the work on. Coach Whitaker, these guys could rave about his work ethic and how hard he shows up and what he does as a young player even.
He never complains, I'll tell you that.
I guarantee he doesn't. Brookins will take his spot in the center's position. Shively will work out of the shotgun. Prater on his right hip. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Shively gives it to Prater, but nice job to shoot the gap right there and get through.
What a
that was
rush.
A great play by
flying up
number
through
50,
there.
Cole Nealon.
Nealon was one, and look at that, just chopped right
Untouched.
through. It was a nice job of the defensive line to open that up for him to get through.
Beautiful blitz there.
Well timed by the senior. Well, I said this South Central team, though, they impressed me with how they wrap guys up.
Mm-hmm. They've been doing this all game. Once they get your hands on you, they're not letting go. They wrap up. They lock around your knees. They're not letting you go.
You're not seeing arm tackles by this group. You're seeing full body, good wrap up. That's a sign of great coaching with that South Central team.
They get their shoulders square, they wrap you up, and they take you to the ground. They're breaking down. They're making good fundamental tackles.
Triton gets a snap off. Prater trying to find the outside. Prater trying to go again, and a shoestring tackle right there by Tyler Carr prevents the Stallion from galloping free.
One of the most important block on this outside sweep run is the corner holding on to that or the wide receiver holding on to that corner. That's the most important block. Got to set that edge so the running back can make the cut.
Shively trying to get him to. Oh, they're going to low. They go
Just
low.
let him go.
Goes up to Whit Hoyle, who tries to haul it in with one hand. Incomplete.
Not sure.
Timeout for Triton as Shively thought he had him set up off the offsides. A little bobbled snap, so that'll bring up.
Well, I'll take things you don't see every day for 400, Alex. When you snap the ball, you gotta, that's when the play starts.
Well, you never know. Maybe they're trying to go with the fumble Rooski. You never know, man.
I think they were waiting
for Giants, man. You need to get fumble Rooski.
I think the defense is waiting for a flag there.
So turnover on downs as South Central takes back over. Anchar back again to throw. Looking deep, tries to go across, but batted up in front again. That's Tucker Worsham, the freight train. Got in the way on that one again and took out Colton Reynolds.
Over Colton Reynolds in the way.
Watch him here. Go watch number 70 right there along the line. Watch him get his hands up. Does a great job here. Tucker Worsham again. That's 2 batted passes for the senior here tonight. The freight train full of steam tonight.
That is one way for a D lineman to make a huge impact on the game is getting their hands up and deflecting passes. That is I feel like that's an overlooked part of a D lineman's game, a D tackle's game, is getting those hands up, getting those big mitts up, and knocking down those balls.
Remind me of Shelby Harris. Getting those hands up. Strauch goes in motion, stops. Going to go to, good throw to Higley, and a good wrap-up by Tanner Witt-Hoyo stops the long gain. A big play by Tanner Witt-Hoyo to stop the gain. But a good throw. That was a good, well-disguised play-action pass. Good play there.
It was. That was a bullet on that quick slant from Hanchar.
I mean, like I said, we've been impressed by his throwing ability all night.
I thought it might have took the wind out of the receiver there.
Well, he threw that one. A frozen rope. Hanchar back on the shotgun again. He goes back to throw another hot pass, another batted ball. He caught it back the other way. Is trying on another hand up again.
Who was that batting that ball?
Right there.
That Brookins?
That was Pierce Brookins this time. Here on the near side of the line. He threw it. Oh, no.
Oh, no, it was Esai Limler.
The Cyclone again, wreaking havoc.
4th and 2.
Getting great penetration through that offensive line, getting those hands up, batting those passes down.
Boy, the Cyclone.
Pinning the satellites on their side of the field, forcing a punt.
So right here, Dante Workman, of course, came out a few moments ago with a cramp. We'll see how he feels now. He's been very smart thus far. Gets the okay. A flag on the play. End over end is the ball. Workman's going to field it. Workman going to stop and go. He had some space with shoestring. He had to walk a tightrope on the sideline. A good gain.
That was a sweet move on the sideline there by Dante Workman, putting on his dancing shoes.
And slingshotting his way up to the 50-yard line, but we had a flag on the play.
Yep, so see what all transpires now.
Flag came on the near sideline. It was a false start on the offense.
All right, on the kicking team.
I guess the kicking team, rather. Good point. Penalties decline, and Triton's going to hang on to it, but a good return by Dante. The end over him, that is a tough one to field.
Great patient return by Dante, making that move in the sideline, letting his block develop, and cutting it up and getting an extra 10, 15 yards.
Good feel for where that sideline was at. I mean, when I say walk to tightrope, there wasn't much ground in between.
He had about 6 inches there.
Nice job by him. So Triton now 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line to the right side of the center field logo. Play resumes. Shively out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his left. Going to go with the option play left. Shively's going to keep it. Shively steps his way through. Shively again with the move.
Shively down near the 47.
Shively making his read to keep it on the speed option this time. Gains 3 yards.
So 2nd down and about 7 to go. 20 seconds to go. Might let it run out as they believe
looks like they
this
could.
might end it for the 3rd quarter.
Yep.
I want to give a shout out to the team moms providing us some food up here tonight for tonight's game. And, of course, all the sponsors. We'll go back over that again. The donation to the football program. This is Donate to the Moms Group. The donations will go towards the feeding and funding of the football players and always towards the needs of the football program. We thank you so very much from the Moms Group and those raising that money. And it's Remax, Anna Gilsinger donated, Reichert and Knepp, Back 40 Sporting Glaze, Dynamic Fleet, Ruoff Mortgage with Whitney Swanson, Right Way Auto, Fuller Cup, Deaton Clemens Funeral Home, Harmony Marketing Group, and a thank you to Tim Shively and Shively Freezer Beef for the firework, for donating the money for the fireworks this year. The time and effort that goes beyond doing this for our boys means so much to him and this community, and mostly the football team. And a thank you to Chad Stepp, Gavin Stepp, Shane and Christina McIntyre, McLean Midaw, John Gamola, and Riley Miller for the production of the fireworks. Appreciate them. And also we got a little shout out as well. Appreciate us for the work that we put in. We appreciate everybody that follows and helps out. And, of course, Orion back there running the end zone camera, something new we're trying this season. So he's zooming again, and Hunter's going to hang out the window there, and Caden's hanging out. I work better behind the camera, so I'll kind of stay back here away from things.
I'm kind of.
Although I might have to get Hunter again. There we get the one time we.
Oh, painted away as soon as.
There we go. See, that's why I don't get in front. I'll be way too long. And we got Sweet Caroline playing, and we got him thrown. No, we're going back again.
Well, we're throwing
here
goodies out to the crowd. So,
Hunter, I've seen you catch. You didn't throw it up here to us.
Oh, maybe.
Oh.
They don't think we deserve T-shirts.
I don't know. These cheerleaders got some good arms down there. Yeah. So here we go. 2nd down and 7. Start of the 4th quarter for Shively
I heard that, Andy.
I was going to say McFarland, but I got thrown out by the whistle.
I thought you were going to say McIntyre.
Almost did. McFarland, so a penalty on the Triton offense. Had some movement up front. So McFarland was the one in motion. I knew where I was going with the whistle. I hesitated.
Yep. See?
You're in the headlights. You can't hesitate. You got to go with the.
It's like you're running through your gaps. You can't hesitate. You got to be patient and make that read.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't make the read very quick.
Play by play, there's similarities between being down there up in the field and being up here in the press box.
You say you just go with it, man.
Yep.
You just got to go with it. All right, Shively out of the shotgun. Go back. He's going to keep it. He's going to pull it out of the belly of Prater. Stroud trying to run him down. Shively breaking free. Workman trying to make a blindside block, and there's a flag.
Yeah.
And Shively trying to cut up field. I got a feeling this one's coming back as Shively is going to go all the way back. I think they're going to call it.
They're going to probably get a blindside block here on number 12, Dante Workman. This one is probably coming back.
I think it is.
It is so tempting to try to go make that Showtime crack block, but you cannot do that. It is a personal foul. Yep. Oh, yep.
See if we can catch it there.
Personal foul, 10 or 15-yard penalty.
The right idea to try to make that block, but unfortunately, like you said, it's very tempting to do so.
It is so tempting. You'll see Dante coming back here. And it is illegal against the rule to try to make a block on someone who's defenseless and not looking at you.
And granted, Dante really didn't make enough severe contact, but it's still the act of that, I guess, is where they withdrew the penalty.
The contact itself wasn't enough to draw that, but the intent was there, and that's really all you need.
It was a good run by Shively.
It was a beautiful run and cutback by Shively, but it's all right. It happens, and you just got to move on.
Short-term memory, like I said, Dante's a tough dude and a good football player. He's going to straighten that out, believe it.
Part of that, you have to be equally mentally tough as you're physically tough. You just got to move past it, and it never happened. Short-term memory, it's all gone. All that matters is the next play.
So Triton's two starting backs here on the near side. Prater and Reichert now taking a breather. As that will put Overmeyer in the backfield.
Overmeyer in the backfield. First time we've seen that tonight.
He's been in.
Oh, in the backfield as
he's been back, I think, once, twice. But
right,
they're going to fake the carry. Shively's going to go throw. He's got Whit Hoyle, but he's going to go back to Overmeyer. It's high. Overmeyer can't bring it in.
Cole had his man downfield, put the ball in his hands, just couldn't come down with it.
Whit Hoyle got released as well. They all kind of bit and looked his way. Whit Hoyle had a nice route. Shively faked it left, but left it wide open for Overmeyer. Overmeyer just couldn't quite bring it in, had his hands on it.
That was
McFarland wanted that one too out there.
That was a dime from Cole Shively right into the hands.
But right there, that's the thing, just shake it off. It was a good route ran. It was a good, well-disguised play.
Same sentiment as the play before. Only play that matters is the next play.
The next one. You can't do anything about those ones previous. Shively back out of the shotgun. Two wide receivers back to his left side.
3rd and long with a speed option.
Going to keep it himself. Shively trying to get up all those yards. Gets it back close to where they started. Just past it, and it will be 4th down at about 9 as he's back in South Central territory, but I believe we're going to see the punt team take the field.
Good, tough run there by Cole Shively. Not pitching the ball in the speed option, keeping himself, making a good read, cutting back, and making a really good game, but not quite enough to get out of that 3rd and long.
And right there, going back to Jaden Overmeyer and his route. He ran an extremely good route. He has nothing to hang his head on. Just couldn't quite bring those in, but like I said, he's only a sophomore. This year, seeing more varsity time. He didn't see a ton last year.
Sometimes,
but yet, hey.
Sometimes the hardest balls to catch are the ones where you're too wide open. You have too much to think about.
But Overmeyer's a very good athlete, a very good player. Shively sends a high kick, pushing it to the far sideline. Going to take a Triton bounce and kind of go out of bounds, and it's going to start him inside the 30. Looks about the 27, 28-yard line.
Inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, well, you got a moment here getting reset here. Do want to mention something that's probably going to be a little bit new this year. We are going to have this only live. Once the game's over, it will no longer be viewable. Just something that they wanted to ask kind of this year. So just you would have seen that in the YouTube notes that we're just going to be live this year and no past.
And those games will you'll be able to view those games after the season is completed.
Yes. Yep.
But nothing.
I like that move. I like the move of being able to watch after the season ends.
So Hanchar has a man going motion, but a False start, illegal procedure on the offense, I believe, coming here, and they'll start working their way back. So illegal procedure. That'll move them back a few yards.
Tell you what, though, that kind of sucks for the guys when we have away games. Tell you, when we had away games, going back in the bus ride home, pretty much the entire bus was just scrolling through, picking parts out of the broadcast and watching pieces of it on the way home.
Saying things. Why did Andy say that? you know what is he trying to do up there talking? You know, they make a mute button for you. They make a mute button for a reason.
We never thought that, Andy.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't.
We love you.
I break it down and make fun of it. Hanchar bobbles, but gets it right to Hogan, and Hogan gets wrapped up again.
Who was that first to the ball? Was that?
I believe Tucker Worsham's one of those couple that were there to the first.
First man to the ball, it looked like Brookins wrapping him up and letting his fellow Trojans come in and take him down.
Couldn't quite see it, but that was a good job. It looked like the handoff was a little bit bobbled.
Yep. Gave Brookins enough time to get through, cut that edge, and get a couple hands on the ball carrier.
Those front four guys, that Triton front line has been impressive with Eastside, Limler, Worsham.
Yes, I'm loving those 4 down linemen. They're playing a great job tonight, whether it's batting down passes, breaking that edge, cutting through. It's perfect.
And Javen May earlier had a big play as well, a big sack for him.
Very beginning of the game.
Hanchar out of the shotgun. He goes back to throw, looking left. He's going to leave one up high. Higley's got a chance, and it's going to be a pass interference as they got tangled up underneath.
Hate to see that one. Yeah. Tanner Hoyo got tripped up, and because of that, he ended up tripping the receiver, and we're going to see a defensive pass interference here. Hate to see that.
It's kind of, he gets tripped up.
Especially when it looks not on purpose, accidental as that one.
It's kind of an incidental contact.
Yeah, incidental contact. It just happens. It's a different story when, you're yanking on his shirt and pulling him down. But when you just get tripped up and you accidentally trip him up, you didn't mean to. But
just kind of incidental.
Happens. Yep.
So that'll move it up.
To the...
Make it second down and short, I believe.
Looks like about 4. Yep. Second and 3.
Stretch in motion. Here comes the pressure. Overmeyer's got a beat. Overmeyer drags him down. Where's the intent? The crowd wanting an intentional grounding, and there
it is. Tell you what, Jaden Overmeyer had a beat on the quarterback from the very beginning of that
play. You talk about short-term memory. Jaden Overmeyer.
Shooting into the backfield, getting 2 hands on the quarterback.
It's right there, number 3 on your screen. Just watch him barrel his way. Got away from Hogan. Nice play. Good read by him. Good wrap up to really disrupt the quarterback. Jaden Overmeyer with a great play there for the sophomore.
Just about equal distance back as if he would have sacked him versus the grounding.
So that'll move him back
even further.
But disruption by Overmeyer, like there, that's it. That's what you want to see. You talk about mental toughness right there. Okay, you didn't catch the ball, but he comes back and makes a big play on the outside linebacker spot.
Yep, that is a huge, huge play for the Triton defense, more than making up for that one drop there.
Pretty sure his dad was. I'm pretty sure they were pretty fired up down there.
Oh yeah, that's what you want to see, because that just proves to your coaches and the boys around you that you just forget about the bad stuff that went on. You're mentally tough. You can put that out of your mind and go perform. You don't let that drag your head down and affect your play.
So 3rd and 29 from their own 10.
Backed up here. Hogan in the backfield with Hanchar.
Train prepared. Hanchar goes back to throw, looking left. Going up high to Strouch. Dante Workman jumps up in front of that one and knocks away a good play there from Dante Workman.
Great bat down and the ball going towards the sideline. Good play there by Dante Workman. Way to track that ball coming down. That was a rainbow.
And Mom improved to that, not that batted down pass.
Cowbell.
No, did you just hear? You can hear Lindsay yell from miles away.
Yeah, you can.
I'll tell you what, she loves her kids, and I tell you what, she's a lot of fun to talk to, and you always kind of look forward to hearing her at a ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Hanchar back to kick. Dante Workman back, standing at the 40.
High punt.
It's short. Trying to get everybody away from it. That was close.
Yep.
And Higley wanting.
See, on these short high punts,
Jones touched it.
On these short high punts, you have to communicate. Whatever call out they have. Ours was Peter. You got to get out of the way. Because if that offense touches the ball, it's a live ball. That defense can go grab it.
They can grab and go right back down and march down again. Short field.
It's so important. You got to be on the same page.
Short field, I guess they were just on their side of the 50, but still getting the ball back after a tough series.
Yep.
First and 10 from the South Central 34-yard line.
With good field position to boot.
So trying with 2 scores here in this second half. They led 14-6 at halftime. Shively getting his I formation set. Stetzel out there in the fullback spot as Prater gets up for a nice gain on first down.
Maybe the first time we've seen Stetzel there in the fullback position.
And he's one to keep an eye on. I think, like I said, this is a young man that he definitely has put the work in the weight room. He's a tough young man. He's very strong. But yet watching him kind of play and work his body in there, he is going to be a very physical player.
He's got a fullback body. He
does.
A little more stout, very strong-looking young man, ready to throw some blocks.
I mean, a good low center of gravity with him. And, I mean, like I said, 5'7", 155 pounds as a junior,
Yep.
But this is a young man who's really earned playing time. The work ethic by Stetzel has been very impressive to watch. Shively back again, 2nd down and 6. Goes back to Prater, and Prater stuffed up there, I believe. That was Nealon again initially on the tackle.
Nowhere to go there for Vinny Prater. Had his hole plugged up. Sometimes you just have to take it. Try to push as hard as you can, get as much as you can, but when that hole's plugged up, there's not much you can do as a tailback.
And you got to go back for this Triton line. You got to give these guys some props. This is really some of these guys' first real lot of action because you graduated 4 seniors along that line last season, and Brookins, I mean, the lone real upperclassman along that front line.
There's not a ton of in-game, not a lot of in-game experience, even with Kendrick Jones being a senior. Not a lot of in-game experience. So this is the first. It's kind of a trial by fire here with the first game of the regular season.
Shively goes right to Stetzel, and he'll get a short carry on the play, close to a first down, but it'll be 4th down and about 1 to go.
That was a real quick action there by Shively. Really smooth handoff to Stetzel, and almost converting that first down, maybe a yard and a half short.
It looks like Triton having a long conversation. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Tell you what, I'd go for it if I was Coach Whitaker.
Right there, showing some confidence in your team. It's been a tough night for the offense. Kind of spins its wheels every now and then. But a first game of the season for a young group like this, these guys are battled hard.
We've been a little streaky, but hey, that's streaky is. I'll take streaky for the first game of the season.
Absolutely. McFarland's split out right. Workman here on the near side. Shy of the quarterback keeper. He's going to push his way forward, pushes the pile on Triton, another first down. But one thing that has been impressed about this Triton team tonight, this is a team that continues to move the chains and get those first downs. You get that repetition, and when the games start to get tougher as the season goes on, knowing that you have the confidence to be able to move those chains can really set up those big plays down the field.
This rushing yardage has been spread relatively. I don't have my stats at hand right now, but it looks like it's been spread relatively evenly between Shively, between Wayne Riker, between Vinny Prater.
And, Stetzel going to carry Overmeyer out there as well, and you see guys making plays. Granted, okay, maybe the passing game hasn't quite connected, but we're seeing some good things. Once that chemistry and that timing really builds up, this is a group here. I think there's a lot of athletes on this team.
Especially with the passing game, that takes time. That's not as natural as running the ball. You got to get in the groove.
Stetzel again. He'll go up the right side and gets a good tackle underneath. Initially down underneath on the legs there was Rylon Rondo, who's made some nice plays for the Satellites here tonight.
Tell you what, Rylon Rondo, he's made some beautiful tackles tonight. He has made some great fundamental tackles. And this young man stands, let me see this here, 5'7", 120 pounds on my roster. That's not a 120-pound tackle. That's a grown man tackle he's been making all night tonight, folks.
For me, the biggest play he had was that first half where he had to box out Dante Workman and get up underneath and made a good play on the ball. Rondo's been impressive. That was my favorite play of the night.
That's the play on the night, especially for the defense. That was a great pass defense.
Shively back under center, 2nd down and 8 from the 19. Goes back to Prater. Prater trying to split his way through and short yard on the carry. Brings up 3rd down and about medium.
So, Andy, if you're Zach Whitaker going into this 3rd and about medium, maybe about 5, about 6, what are you looking for in this play? Who are you going to?
3rd and 6.
I think right here, you're up 27, so you're up 21 points. I think I'd be cute right here. And I like Ben McFarland out there to the right.
Yeah?
Or Tanner Wood-Hoyle. I think they're those two guys, but I think Stetzel might get the hot hand here and see what he can do.
See if you can do it, Tony Romo. Maybe not.
The pitch goes out, and Prater picks it up and tries to split it, and he'll go back 4 yards, so 4th down and 10. We might see the kicking team, and I think there as Riffle will go out there as Gage will hold.
Yeah, that play was no fault of Vinny's. It was a little bit low on the toss, right at his feet. You really can't do much.
And that ball, the later it gets, the darker it gets. When you're playing a later game, you get the moisture. That ball gets kind of slippery at times.
Tell you what, when you're running back trying to catch that pitch, it just sinks your heart watching it come in at your ankles like that.
So Shively about a 40-yard, but he'll split the upright. Shively puts him on another score, another good kick. 39-yard kick, just shy of 40 yards. The senior splits it.
What's our record for the longest field goal?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's got to be close.
Haynes might know.
We need Orion up here. He would know.
That like that? Well,
was that the record?
Well, we've got.
Well, the Haynes says he believes that's the record. I mean, I trust him over mine. I have no idea.
Unofficial confirmation.
Unofficial.
Perhaps the.
It's 36. He believes
that the
36 was the longest.
In the school history was 36, and that was a 39-yarder.
39-yarder for Cole Shively.
Might have just seen the longest field goal in Triton Trojan football history tonight, folks.
That was impressive for Triton Trojan, but I'm going to go back to my high school days. The game I got to call where Jake Rogers and Northwood's kicker were kicking 50-plus yard field goals.
I've seen Cole put some through the uprights.
And Jake Rogers went to kick for Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
For the Bearcats. Got to play for Brian Kelly. And then, of course, the Northwood kicker, can't remember his name right now, but he went on to play for Notre Dame. So that was a big game, too.
Yeah.
You talk about two guys with legs. They were kicking from the 40-yard line and 45 with ease.
Touchback on touchback on touchback.
Oh, it was a game. It was a fun one to call. Kicking duel, if you will.
Here's our field goal record holder, presumably Cole Shively with the kickoff.
The squib kick goes right in the hands, and a nice play by there.
That's exactly what you want in that squib kick. You want a little fumble, you want a little bobble, so you give your kickoff team time to get to that ball. Maybe knock it loose.
Beschinski trapped it.
And that's exactly what you want to do there. Fall on it. Don't want to pick it up and try to run with it. That's not what you want to do. That is a risky move.
So the Triton defense, Hensley will be up in the single high safety, looks like, as Shively's going to get a break. Probably done possibly for the night. Looks like Alex Brown's in the other defensive tackle spot right next to Tucker Worsham.
We've got
conflicting views over here. Hanchar throws a contested pass.
Laying out for that one there.
I believe that was Alex.
Workman.
Was that Brown that came in there with the hand up?
You know, we've got reports of alien sightings here in Bourbon with these loud booms going on, UFOs.
Oh, my goodness.
Grab your tinfoil hats, boys.
I don't even watch the local news anymore. I just look at the town page every night before I go to bed to see what the day's current events were.
Get the talk of the town. The Bourbon Herald, a.k.a. BCC.
We didn't have that growing up. We didn't have social media either.
No.
All you got was the hearsay from the donut shop.
You got the coffee shop.
You got Grandpa's coffee shop talk is what you got.
Oh, we still got that. We got Subway.
Oh, we got Subway. And a flag on the play, I believe, on the offense, and they're going to say legal procedure, and this will move back to satellites.
Illegal procedure against South Central. 5-yard penalty, moves the ball back to the 31.
All joking aside, though, that town page does give some pretty decent information sometimes.
Yep. You just got to sift through a little
hearsay,
a little gossip.
Hearsay, little gossip, But hey, it's always good. You got everybody's input, and it's sometimes fun to watch.
Yep. All opinions are treated equally there. You just got to take some with a little bit more grain of salt than others.
But it's good to know that people are out watching for things. So that's
neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch on Facebook. Well, I bet I could do a documentary. I could voice over a documentary for that. Hanchar out of the shotgun. He's going to fake it, and here comes the pressure. Splits his way from two defenders, lobs it up over the top, and drops it right in.
Yep.
On a good job to Strouch.
Tell you what,
close to a first down.
Cole just put a lick on Strouch there.
I said Cole was done. He made me look silly because, Strouch again with another nice play, but it was a good play by Hanchar to get away from the two defenders.
Maybe Dante a little shaken up there.
gain of 12.
I think a lot for both teams to take away tonight before they go in their second game.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't looked at that Bremen-LaVille score where that was at.
Always.
Because Triton will be traveling up to LaVille next week, then they will be hosting Bremen the week after. And, of course, it would be new, I believe, next season, South Central will be part of the Hoosier North for football.
Yep, so it could be interesting to see. They might be moving that game not being the first game of the season, but it's in the conference.
Which it's been the first game of the season the last 5-6 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Ever since I started broadcasting, because that was the game that Orion about electrocuted himself. He plugged it in. All he saw was a flash of blue.
We've got a final for the game up north. LaVille coming out on top over the Bremen Lions, 17-10.
So Bremen, two teams. Of course, LaVille with a new head coach up there. Host Rouser stepped away. And now he's, taking on the full athletic department duties.
Tell you what, that's got to be a hard job being head football coach and the athletic director all at once.
Well, you could have asked Mr. Eunice as he was up here a little while ago. And for us, want to thank him for all his support and talking to him. And
our boss.
Our boss.
Oh, he's my boss for the night, too, I guess.
Oh, you're part of the TTSN crew, so he is kind of your boss.
I'm a part-time guy. I'm the emergency guy.
Well, I think he's only ever been your boss. I don't think your uncle or
no, I wouldn't count Mason as my boss.
See if you can unmute him and see if you can hear him.
See if we can. Okay.
See if we can hear him.
See if we can hear Orion down there.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, kind of.
Hey,
turn him all the way up down there.
We got
a caller.
Yeah, on line one.
Here comes Overmeyer at the pressure down the field to Higley. Almost intercepted by Shively. Had a hand on it and knocks it down.
Great play on the ball there by Cole Shively. Getting both hands on it, just couldn't survive falling to the ground.
4th down and short. Orion, you remember that game where you almost electrocuted yourself up there, that first game I ever broadcasted?
Oh, you're exaggerating that.
Oh, I don't know, man. I thought it was on Home Improvement and Tim was going to electrocute him, so that's all I saw. A flash of blue and he was gone.
Man, I didn't know we could do callers in here.
Oh, yeah. See if that's a little better. I turned up some other volume.
Now talk, Ryan, and see if you're a little louder. Call was dropped.
We lost him. We should start doing like an open phone line. People call in,
Hogan out on the near side. A nice job I believe that was Eastside Lindler held on and tried to stop him, but a first down, I believe. It's going to be short. I think they're going to mark him short. At least the far side was marked, but we might get a measurement. It's close. I think he might have it. I don't know. It's real close.
I missed this one. I didn't get to see.
It's going to be close. He's going to wave it off. They're going to go for a measurement.
So did we lose him then?
The ball's right down here. I don't know. You still down there, boss man?
I think his pods had issues.
Well, he's
Can
still.
you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Holy cow. He's up there now.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we really turned the volume up. We can really hear you.
I really think that blue spark was a lot bigger than you thought it was.
Oh, must have lost him again.
He gone.
Maybe trying.
What do we got?
Chang ain't getting things measured out. We measured twice and cut once here on this one. And Triton made the stop.
Yep.
By a hair. I couldn't quite see Coach Bragg.
Yep.
It is by a hair.
Bring out the paper.
They measured.
Gets the ball over on down.
Is he talking again?
I say because we can hear the echo back from him.
With a 2-yard run.
When I unmute myself on my phone, it kind of cuts in and out.
Oh.
But we can hear you pretty good.
Yeah, we can hear it pretty good now.
Loud and clear.
What's the weather like out there?
Yeah.
Is the post game occurring up there or down here?
I'm going down there.
Interview. Okay.
Here, make this easy. We'll go down there. We'll go to him. I do believe.
So, stay tuned for that. We'll get a little reconfigured and post-game interview.
See how this works. I'm going to have to be on the phone calling. You guys are going to have to walk me through. We need to get that headset thing figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Shively goes to Stetzel. Stetzel with a nice run, and Stetzel with a nice carry on first down.
Great push by Stetzel.
Nice running play by Connor Stetzel. Found a hole, made himself small, and punched his way through.
You'd love to see that.
So second down and short after the carry of 8.
8 yards to the 38, 2nd and 2.
I've been impressed with my math. I don't know, but I'm getting pretty good at this.
Tell you what, there's not very many things that hype a team up like getting a nice, good chunk from a guy who doesn't get the ball handed to him very often. I always love seeing that.
And that's what I love about high school sports is you have guys that, again, back to Stetzel, and he's going to pick up the first down with a nice strong run from the fullback.
Tough grown man run there by the fullback, Connor Stetzel.
But you look at guys like Connor Stetzel, a guy who hasn't had a lot of play. The guys that, like you said, you haven't seen them as a ton yet, but this is a guy, the work ethic, and seeing that rewarded by coach out there on the field, that's something truly inspiring. That's what I love so much about high school sports.
And then it sets the example for some other kids on the sideline who are looking up to these kids on the field, and they see someone who works so hard to get where they are, and they want to do that exact same thing. And lo and behold, give it a year, maybe 2 years, that will be them out on the field.
And that's the kind of culture you want that this Trojan team has really ran with. As Triton inside 3 minutes to go.
Right back up the middle.
Stetzel.
Connor Stetzel. Really good gain on first down.
Really doing a good job, really hugging the side of his guard and released off the side or off the right hip of that guard.
Tell you what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. Keep feeding that ball to Connor Stetzel. Get another 5, 6, 7 yard gain.
Stetzel picks up 5 yards to the 28, 2nd and 5.
At least I think the interview would be easier on the field, or is it be easier up here? I don't know.
Audio could be.
Well, we got the good mic in this thing. We're just going to probably have to hold the thing up here again, I think, is what we did last time. He'll use the camera and the transmitter for the interview. I'm confused. Which transmitter?
It's above my pay grade.
The way we're getting it up here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Audio is the only thing we got to worry about.
Yep.
Okay. 3 yards on the carry.
As the clock winds down on this chilly August night.
So for Triton to pick up their first win of the season, it's a big pickup. You're going to face a couple tough teams the next 2 weeks in Bremen and Laville.
You got a tough docket coming up, and I've seen so many great things tonight from not only Triton but the Satellites too. They may be down 24 points going this game, but there is so many good things to look at for this Satellite team.
Next week they're going to be out. They're going to be taking on Culver, and Culver better be ready because this South Central team is like I said. Some things didn't quite bounce their way, but this is a group. They start to put it together. They're very well coached. There's a lot of talent on both sides of the football for them. I think the South Central team is going to be a tough team come sectional time.
Culver secondary better be ready. I tell you that.
I'm telling you what, that passing attack, they get things a little more dialed in, a few things tweaked. This is a very good offense. This is a group that can really put up some points, I think. I think there's plenty of points coming their way.
Yep. I mean, Anchar's got to be one of the better arms we'll see all year, especially and coming out playing against him in this first game. That's a great tune-up for our secondary going in for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. So as the final few moments tick away here is Shively. We'll go right back to Stetzel, and he'll get a couple yards on the carry. But, I mean, go back to these guys and how they stepped up. Riker leaves with a cramp. Some of these guys got cramped up tonight. But the guys that came out on the field and stepped up in the moments of need, that's a big thing to see.
The little cramp timeout.
Yep.
Looks like that'll be it for us tonight, folks.
Yep.
We got enough time on the play clock.
We'll take a break, and I'll go down and get interviews after they get the team meeting. So we'll be right back here. Hunter, you going down there with interviews, or are you going to stay up here?
I'll stay up here, Andy.
Okay, well.
That's all you.
Well, before I go down there, I want to thank you for coming in on short notice, but it's always good to have you on here, Hunter. I mean,
glad I could come help.
You've been up here before, so you kind of know how the process works, but it's good to have you. Of course, you're kind of active on the chat line. We won't talk about that too much. But we'll take a break. Be back here right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network. All right, now we got Coach Whitaker. Congrats on the first win for your head coaching career. What was it like tonight to get that first win out of the way?
I got to tell you, I was nervous. That's for sure. I was nervous, but our kids did a great job, and I mean, they showed effort. That South Central team's a tough team. Every single year they battle us, so I'm just happy to get this first win out of the way.
You guys did a lot of good things, but there's one question I told Hunter McIntyre I was going to ask. The Vinny Prater run where he ran from that sideline over here, did you age like 10 years during that run?
Oh, yeah, especially being Vinny, you know what I mean? As soon as I saw him go backwards, I'm thinking, what are you doing, Vinny? But you know what? It worked out.
There's a few more gray hairs.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I'm sure I'll hear from it on Monday, too, about all the gray hairs I got now.
Well, so going back with this team, like I said, this South Central team really gave you some tough times. How big was that stop before going into halftime to stop them in the red zone?
I mean, that was huge. What a call by them on that 4th down and long to throw it deep, and then they executed it. But I thought we battled back and responded well, so that's always important. You got to face adversity and respond to it, and I thought we did that.
Your front four there on the defense did a good job tonight as far as getting through the gaps. The guys getting there, getting big thing for me. Tucker Worsham, 2 batted balls, getting his hands up, getting those big paws up there. That defensive line did a good job setting the tone.
Yeah, I mean, relentless effort's what we talk about on defensive line, and we tell them all the time, you can't get to the quarterback, get those hands up, especially when you got guys over 6 foot like that, right? So I thought they did a great job tonight.
So you got LaVille next week. That's going to be a tough test up there. They beat Bremen tonight earlier. They beat them by 1 score, 17-10. So you got a tough task the next couple of weeks here. What kind of things are you guys going to get ready to get to work on for next week?
We just got to finish. We got to really work on the details of our blocking, I think. We had a couple critical mistakes on the line, so communication, execution, and just getting down to those details, and then time for LaVille.
So a little bit of little celebration for the first win, then it's battle back to work as usual, right?
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, appreciate it. Let you go celebrate your team again. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Tundra. Andy O'Hare, we have Coach Whitaker, Hunter McIntyre on the broadcast night, Caden Hummich, Kenny Barnhart, and as always, the Hall of Famer Ryan Limler. Until next time, remember the Trojan way.